What's up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to the channel. Can you guys hear me? Please put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me perfectly fine. I don't know what happened. Looked like the audio went out for a second. Lorenzo, what's going on? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me perfectly fine. 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Omri, so you can hear me? Yeah, the audio is good. So what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another live stream. I hope y'all can hear me perfectly fine. Happy Friday. It is Friday. It's Friday. Happy Friday to y'all. I hope y'all are doing well. Thank y'all so much for being here. We gonna talk about this Shannon Sharpe situation because there's more that I wanted to address about it. But then after this, I'm moving on from this. I'm not gonna talk about it anymore until they figure out what's going on. Then I'm not gonna. This is gonna be my last time talking about this whole Shannon Sharpe situation, and hopefully he's vindicated and all of that. But this is really crazy, y'all. This is really crazy. As you come into the building, make sure you are hitting the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. That is super, super important, y'all. Also, if you are new to the channel and you like the content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe. I want to wait a few minutes so other people can join in. But as we come in, I want to just address some of the other stuff that has transpired on the whole Shannon Sharpe situation, y'all. It's just a hot mess. Y'all know I said this the last time. It's a hot mess. And all the stuff that's coming out, you have to wonder if this is really a shakedown or what, because the allegations are pouring out. They're showing him in the worst light possible. It really does look like a shakedown. It really does look like somebody is trying to get this man, like they're really trying to bring him down. And it's unfortunate, but at the same time, I do have a few words for Shannon. And like I said before, I think these men have to be cautious of their, surroundings, the people they surround themselves with, the people who they interact with. You have to be held accountable as well, because you want to avoid these types of situations. I don't know if your kinks are too kinky and you fooling with the wrong person, and this what tends to happen. And I'm like, I really do believe, y'all, that somebody is trying to shake this man down. I really think the powers that be don't like what he's doing, and they really trying to get him, because it's just it happened too quickly. And he was supposed to be signing this, $100 million deal, I guess a podcast deal. Somebody didn't want to see that happen. So I think that's part of it. But at the same time, there's some questionable things on Shannon's part that we can't ignore, and this should be a learning lesson to a lot of men to move differently. You have a lot to lose, so you can't keep putting yourself in these positions because for whatever reason, for your kinks or the things that you like or whatever, and fooling around with these young, non-melanated women is getting you into a lot of trouble. Okay. And that's what I'm saying about that. And I just think that this is unfortunate, and it needs to be a teachable moment. I'm telling you, because this is not good. And they're really coming for him. And when they come for you, sometimes there's nothing you can really do about it. He can defend himself all day, but you don't know which angle they're coming from. And it's just a hot mess. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to you guys in the building. Lorenzo, Redmond, what's going on? What's going on, Omri H? Queen of Vibes. Thank you, Queen of Vibes. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Bama 80 says, I think that he did it. Joe Mama says, what's up, DeeDee? What's up, Joe Mama? What's going on? BC41 says, love you. Thank you. I love you back. Thank you so much for being here. Shannon, not so sharp, learn when you play with the devil, he will bleed you up, then mess you up. I know, child, listen. There's a there's a teachable moment in all of this. And what's up? I don't know how to Illa Cook. I hope I'm saying that right. What's going on? How are you? So I just think that this has to be a teachable moment. I'm just saying, there's a lot going on with this situation. They're even pulling out stuff saying that the man may be, rooting for the other team. It's just a lot that's coming out. And I really think a lot of this could have been avoided. But, when you can't tell a person anything, and then, of course, this is a grown man. He's in his 50s. He can do what he wants. But now look at the situation that he's in. And I know we come on here and we talk about the nature of Black women and how women need to do better, and they still do need to do better, and we still will clock that because I think it's important for us to grow. But in this situation, also, you cannot go in these situations thinking that if you go over to a different race of a woman that it's going to be all a lot better and all easier, because women are women. I don't care what color they are. Women still act the same across all racial, you know, women are women. And even though some of us were raised with certain values and all of that, women are still going to be women. And if a woman wants to take advantage of you, it doesn't matter what her skin color is. We got to be clear on that. The same way I say being black, white, green, purple, or blue as a man does not mean that just because you're not a black man, that you're going to be so great. No, there are people who are going to try to manipulate you in any race. It doesn't matter the race. It boils down to that person, whether they're a good person or not. It doesn't have anything to do with their color of their skin. You know what I'm saying? So same thing, you just because you go over to some other women and they willing to do what you want them to do, it doesn't mean that they don't have an ulterior motive. It doesn't mean that they won't set you up or, because clearly but I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to play this video because Umar Johnson is co-signing it, but he on with one condition. And, also I want to play a clip of what Monique actually told Shannon when she was on his show, which that clip is resurfacing because people are saying, hey, maybe you should have listened. Hell, Kendra G posted something on Instagram saying that she told him something about that. And, he going to do what he want to do. Now look at the situation. And it's getting bad. It's really getting bad, y'all. So I want to talk about this here because I'm not going to talk about this anymore until we figure out, what comes of it, whether the case is dropped or whether he's charged or something like that. I'm not going to talk about it anymore after this because I'm not trying to dwell on it. But I wanted to bring up what's been put out there so far. Before I play the clip, but make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button as you come into the building. That is super, super important. Make sure you hit the like button as you come into the building, y'all. However many people we have in here is how many likes we should have. So make sure you hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. So I want to I have a couple of I have a clip and also some of the posts that were made. This is one that I saw on Instagram, and it says Shannon Sharpe accused of sexual assault by his ex-girlfriend in a resurfaced 2023 lawsuit where Shannon allegedly threatened to destroy her if she ever came forward. A woman had a restraining order in 2010, but dropped it out of fear. So that is allegedly his ex-girlfriend who had something similar going on. And now this is resurfacing since these other allegations have come forward. Once again, it's a snow bunny, and many have, are familiar with Shannon's, choice of women. And it seems to be issues that follows that. And that's what a lot of people are pointing out. Now, this is something that Shannon posted, and it states, my statement is found here, and this is the truth. The relationship in question was 100% consensual. He's talking about the girl that's suing him now. He says, at this juncture, I am electing to step aside temporarily from my ESPN duties. So I think he's being so he's stepping down from that, which I think he's, they're probably making him step down, I'm sure, because of all of the allegations. So I think he's suspended. He says, I will be devoting this time to my family and responding and dealing with these false and disruptive allegations set against me. I plan to return to ESPN at the start of the NFL preseason. I sincerely appreciate the overwhelming and ongoing support I have received from my family, fans, friends, and colleagues. So this is a statement that he recently made, saying that he's stepping down from ESPN, which I think he was, they're of course, they're wanting him to step down to get through all these allegations. That's a typical thing that happens. And many people were questioning whether he was going to be fired from ESPN, but it seems like he's not completely fired, but, he has to step away until all of this is sorted out. So that's another thing that people were speculating that was going to happen, and it did. And so I want to pull up before we get to the main clip. I want to play this because this is something that again they're trying to bring against him, to I guess to prove something negative about him, and plus on top of the allegations, which is horrendous to me. But this is an exclusive audio that leaked. They're saying leaks of Shannon Sharpe allegedly sending messages to his ex-stylist called Hollywood. So this is supposedly his ex-stylist that we've seen him with on occasions. And they're saying that they allegedly may have had some type of a relationship or something like that. But let me play the little bit that they have, and y'all let me know what y'all think. Here we go.
Hollywood, what you gonna do with this?
So, they posted that on Instagram, I guess to say that he was in some type of relationship with his ex-stylist. And of course, what they're trying to insinuate that, you know, you know what I mean? There was something going on with him and the ex-stylist that he I guess he go both ways, allegedly. Um, but child, I'm just gonna say, when they come after you, they're gonna come after you hard. And so now they're pulling that up, saying that he's actually was in some type of relationship with the ex-stylist. Okay, and so that means he goes for the other team. If listen, I'll say this, look. If that's what you want to do, that's your business, right? That's your choice. If you shooting for the other team, that's your business. That has nothing to do with whether you assaulted somebody or not. As long as it was consensual between you and the dude, if that's what you do, it ain't, I ain't condoning or, what it is, what it is. I'm not saying, look, your business is your business. Whatever team you choose to go for, I don't really care. My thing is this: that if that's your personal business and y'all are consenting to do what y'all do, that has nothing to do with assault. So I don't see how that could be damaging. I don't. And what's the point of bringing that up or bringing that up? I don't know. But child, let me tell you, they not letting up. I wouldn't be surprised if more stuff keep coming out. Divine Photos, thank you so much for the super chat. Says critics call Shannon a creep for messing with the 19-year-old OnlyFans model, but don't question Bill Belichick, 73 years old, and his young 24-year-old girlfriend. Listen, thank you, Divine Photos. I appreciate the support. Make sure you guys are supporting the channel via super chat or Cash App. Listen, you could give a small donation through super chat to support the channel. Definitely do that, you guys. Just $5 super chat to support the channel. That's not gonna break the bank. All right. I got my sounds back, y'all, wherever they are. There it is. Got my sound back. So listen, make sure you guys are super chatting to help the channel out. Thank you, Divine Photos. I appreciate your support so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. But listen, Divine Photos, people have selective outrage. It's selective who they want to, the same thing we was talking about with what's her name? The lady, Tracy Ellis Ross, talking about she like younger men. How young does she go? Now, this woman is almost 60 years old. So, I mean, she's probably messing with men in their 20s. Nobody is outraged by that. So it's selective outrage when it comes to who people want to, come after. And that's a very good point. We see it happening all the time. It's selective. There are lots of older men who have younger girlfriends, and they've been doing that for a long time, but nobody's really questioning that or saying anything. But it's a problem when usually a black man does it, because black men are supposed to be just loyal to black women and go with older women. It's crazy, but it's just what it is. Thank you once again, Divine Photos. I appreciate you. But in this case here, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. And there are people who are saying that they believe that Shannon did something to this woman. I don't believe that she was taken advantage of based off of what I'm seeing now. I think a lot of these women were they were complicit in these were relationships that I think were consensual. I don't think that they were taken advantage of. I don't think so. I think it's easy for women to come out and just change their mind when they're trying to gain something out of it. I just don't think that a woman who clearly stated in previous text message that she likes to be choked allegedly and she likes all these different things, and then one day you just said I don't like it this day, and all of a sudden he just took advantage of you. I don't believe that. So I would have to have more proof and show more evidence to prove that he literally just took it. You giving him everything that he want. What's the point of him taking advantage of you on one occasion? You get what I'm saying? Or several occasions. Why would he need to do that if you're already giving him everything that he wants? It doesn't make sense to me. But I just think the Shannon and the men who go through this have to be a bit smarter. You gotta put your kinks aside and realize what's most important. When you have so much to lose like this, because when they come after you, they're coming after you hard. You're gonna have to really prove without a shadow of a doubt that you didn't do anything that this young white girl said you did. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know why they keep running over there thinking that they can just do whatever and it's gonna be okay, and then something like this wouldn't happen. That's the only thing I'm saying. And they're just gonna pull out every stop that they can to try to show you in a negative light to make people believe that you did a heinous crime. But you got to look at the character of both sides, So it's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be a slam dunk, but he may stand to lose money in all of this. They're saying he had $100 million deal on the table, podcast deal. You think those people are gonna go forward with that at this point? No, they're gonna put that on hold to see what happens. If not, just completely take it away, and it's just crazy. So he had to step down from ESPN, and everything else is gonna follow suit. And I do think that this was, a shakedown, like he said, a shakedown. But I'm gonna go ahead and play this video, y'all, so it kind of addresses the things that are out here recently. Y'all definitely chime in a comment. Make sure you guys super chat to support the channel. Make sure you hit the like button, you guys. That helps the channel as well. And hit that like button. Hit the like button, you guys. But I'm gonna go ahead and play this. Here we go.
Shannon Sharpe, I'm going to stand with you, my brother. Shannon Sharpe, I'm going to stand with you, my brother, on one condition. I'm getting text messages from all over the African universe telling me that Shannon Sharpe was accused of the unspeakable. I'm getting text messages telling me that Shannon Sharpe was accused of the unspeakable. I'm going to stand with my uncle Shannon Sharpe. I'm going to stand with my uncle Shannon Sharpe. I'm going to stand with Uncle Shay Shay on one condition. Uncle Shay Shay, no more snow bunnies after this scandal.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Okay.
What's with the silence, Lord?
Well, I don't.
It's like she trying to conjure up something else to
You
say.
know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think.
Well, you're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Daddy.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you did with the shit you did to me.
Okay, well,
All right. So Chavez Greener, thank you so much for the super chat. Says this feels like a humiliation ritual. Right, right, right. You know, this is just it's sad, y'all. It really is. So this is some more text messages where the first one says this is from the blue is the accuser and Shannon is in green. So she says, I want to be abused, daddy. Right? You want to be abused. Thank you, Chavez, for the super chat. Then at the bottom it says, I want, what she say? I want like some hardcore BDSM action though. So that's her saying that. So, you know, and then the next text message says, but I cried. So this is the accuser, and I think this is the text message that they're going to use to prove that, you know, he did something, that he forced himself on her, because this is her in the blue and she's saying, but I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and not put it in my A, and you didn't listen. I don't care what our history is. No means no, Shannon. So that's what they're going to use to say, look, I don't care how many times you did some crazy stuff with this person. The minute they tell you no, it means no, and you should have stopped. Now, the kicker is his response. Now, this is him in green responding, saying, can I call you later? Can I call you later? Now she says, LOL, how she says, I mean, no, she says, I don't know how to process this. So after she said what she says she didn't know how to process this. And all he responded back was, can I call you later? Can I call you later? This could be the nail in the coffin for Shannon Sharpe. I'm just saying, you never know. This could be the nail in the coffin. Because if this is something that you did not do, I'm just saying, because I believe she's trying to shake him down for sure. Allegedly. But if you respond like, can I call you later? Your response should have been, what the hell are you talking about? I didn't force myself on you. You wanted it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if he was thinking or what happened, because the response doesn't sound like, yeah, y'all just listen to me. The response doesn't sound like this is something that you didn't do. Because you didn't say, I didn't do that. You was okay with it. They're going to use this. This is why they're putting it out here to give you a reasonable doubt that this man actually, this time he did something that she didn't consent to. So if he forced himself on her, didn't use a condom or whatever, and she didn't want that, and she said no, and this could be the very thing that they use to say, see, I don't care what type of action y'all play. I don't care if she allegedly wanted you to choke her or bend her backwards, break her bones, and put them back. It don't matter. If that one time she said, could you please do this or not do this, and you didn't adhere, and then she's saying that, and you say, oh, well, can I call you later? She's trying to process this. That could be the very thing that gets him. And I just think, boy, with so much to lose, why would you put yourself in that position with anybody? And I hate to say it, and listen, I'm definitely an advocate for men that's doing the right things, or anybody, men and women who are doing the right things. And I'm totally against people who, are doing the wrong things and just blaming everybody. I'm against that. It doesn't matter who you are. But I just think in this case, some of these men could really seem kind of lost in the sauce. Like y'all don't not y'all, but these typical particular ones don't realize what's at stake here. What are y'all thinking? So you go, and yes, I don't, you gotta be very mindful of what you're doing. You cannot think that you can just go out here because you can. And I think that is part of the problem with men who are, rich, and men who have the money and they have all these young women thrown at their feet. You tend to forget that, what you're dealing with. You tend to forget that all these women aren't here just because they want you now. They're here because they can get something out of you. And I think a lot of men who are in that position forget that, because you have so many women who are throwing themselves at you, young, beautiful women who are throwing themselves at your feet, and you have to pick of the litter and you just running through them, mowing through them left and right. You forget that some of them gonna play a different game. And you forget and you drop the ball a little bit. You put yourself at ease and you get comfortable in that position. And then whenever these women decide they want to put an allegation out on you, or whenever they do something and get you right where they want them, because a lot of these women are very calculated, young and old. They're thinking, the ones who are thinking about a bigger meal ticket, they're very calculating. And when you're just comfortable letting whatever happen, and then when they either sneak up and get a baby out you and want child support and want that bag, or they set you up for the long term to take from you, then you're in a gotcha situation, and then you can't get yourself out of it. I'm just saying. So I think every man, I don't care if you're rich or if you're not, you need to be cautious. But to me, those men are the targets, because they are the ones with the money, and that's what the women want. Overall, these women want money. A lot of these women are not sleeping with these older dudes because they all are sexually attracted to them. They're sleeping with them because they know it's an opportunity to get a payday out of them. That's really what it is. And I think a lot of these men need to understand that. They need to understand that. These women aren't going after these older men with money. Why? Because think about it. And I think, what's her name? Celebrity, which, Queen of Accountability, posted something on Instagram about this very thing. And I totally agree with what she was saying, because she said, why is it that these women who claim these allegations on rich men always going for millions of dollars? They're going for the money, when women who have been truly taken advantage of or assaulted or raped, they usually are trying to get criminal charges put on these men, because they're not thinking about the money. They want you in jail. If somebody takes advantage of you or abuse you, they usually want these men locked up. But when it comes to men with money, it's not about, let's press some criminal charges against him because I think he needs to go to jail because he have issues. No, it's all about $50 million. Give me millions. Give me money. That's what it's always about. So you have to be careful. Any man that's out here who has resources, and these women know you have resources, you got to be careful. You can't just think that it's all willy-nilly and not thinking with your brain, but you thinking with down there, and that gets you into a lot of trouble. Because anytime these women want to claim an allegation against you, they can. And if you're not careful, they could actually win and have you shelling out a whole bunch of money, if not some jail time or whatever, and over something that you didn't do. So I just think these men have to be a little bit smarter. For real, for real. I ain't even bullshitting. And I just think in this case with Shannon, he wasn't thinking. He was not thinking. You just going in because you want this kinky stuff, and this woman is okay with it, and you just going with it. And he has a history from what we have seen, of going with the non-melanated women, and these are the ones who are coming after him. They're trying to bring him down. You know what I'm saying? They really trying to bring him down for whatever reason. They didn't want to see this man succeed. His club Shay Shay show is doing great. I mean, after the Cat Williams interview, it kind of blew up even more, and now I think somebody has had their eye on him for a minute, trying to tear this all apart because they don't like it. And he just they falling right into the trap. Instead of saying, you know what, let me clean up my act because they're coming for me. You're not thinking about that. You think you're safe, and even, and it's crazy. And on top of that, let's continue through this video, because on top of that, they're saying Shannon reportedly offered the accuser $10 million before the Grape lawsuit went public. Now his team plans to fire back. Why did you agree to allegedly pay her $10 million before all of this came out? Why? That really makes it look like it's true that you did what she said, because why would you? I'm not offering nobody no $10 million for something I didn't do. That's another thing they're going to use against them. Why would you offer her $10 million? Then on top of that, the ex-girlfriend is coming out and reportedly had an incident where she, something going on with her. Like, it's just a mess, y'all. It really is. And so I don't know how he going to get out of this, how this is going to turn out, but he definitely, however this turns out, whether he got to pay money, because they're not doing a criminal, I don't think this is a criminal suit, it's a civil suit. They're trying to get money. So you're going to have to shell out a whole bunch of money, lose potential jobs, lose money, all because you have a alleged kink or something that you can't let go of, and you keep fooling with these. At this moment, I would just not fool with anybody, to be honest. You better go get you a blow-up doll or something and yam the hell out of that and stop and do whatever you want to that, because that's much more safe than fooling with these women out here. I'm just saying, because it's going to end you in a tricky situation. And this is crazy, because how do you go from being at the top of your game to now you could lose a lot of money, lose different gigs, all of this stuff over these allegations, fooling with these young women who was only out to get you from the start. It's crazy, y'all. It really is. Hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button.
Say what you trying to say?
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me live my life.
Let me tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I know.
This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old. You trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
Dang.
When they want you to go for the 4th round, you looking at her like, bitch, listen, you want some money to go to Starbucks?
Yeah.
Because I can't go no further. But if you get your older girl, when you get to that 4th round, she's going to say, hold on. Let me go get you some eggs and cheese and some toast with apple butter, because that's going to get your energy back up.
Listen, did she lie? This is where you got to be smarter. You got to be smarter. You got to pay attention, because look at the situation that he's in, y'all. I kind of feel bad for him, but at the same time, I don't fully know what happened, so I can't feel too bad. But I just like, why y'all make the money, y'all become successful, and then you lose your mind over some coochie or whatever? Because this OnlyFans woman who is claiming these allegations, baby, she's doing everything. So, I mean, what man wouldn't want all of that? Like, a lot of these men like the kinky stuff, whether they admit it or not. She's doing all kinds of stuff. I guess if you could choke somebody while, getting it on and then letting them go and flipping them over and all kinds, whatever it is, y'all, that they doing. A lot of these men would want something like that, but at what cost? At what cost? You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure you could meet a woman who is beautiful and all of that, who would do some of that kinky stuff with you. Everything ain't gonna go with the woman for you, but she probably be willing to do some stuff. And maybe that's the difference. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure he could find an attractive woman who's a little older who will be down to do whatever and be with him for real, but that may not be enough. That may not be enough. I don't know. But look at what it could cost you. Presidential, I think I'm saying that right. Says the brand is more important than the money with these settlements. Right. You're right. You're right. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. You're absolutely right. But you know, it's unfortunate that he's in this position, but that he put himself there. He put himself there. I'm just saying. Key says at 56, 40 years old is just fine. Right. You know what I'm saying? A woman who will be like, okay, I'm going to do right by him. I'm going to be with him, you know, because I'm going to reap some benefits or whatever. Now, thank y'all for the super chat. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button, y'all. Go ahead, hit the like button. Now, this particular woman, the caption says Shannon Sharpe is 56. The young lady was 19. So she's 19, a teenager, a senior citizen, and a big black baby. So she's going to give her take on it. I want to go through this, and y'all let me know what y'all think about what she's saying. And just chime in the chat. Darnell Elliott, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, because sometimes it is cheaper to settle out of court. Corporations do it all the time. So did President Trump. Doesn't mean guilty. I get it. I get what you're saying. Right. But in this case, he offered to settle for the $10 million, but somehow that didn't pan out. So she's trying to get more, it seems like. She didn't want to settle. She felt like she could get more. She could get that $50 million. So, you know, and so I get, you know, I guess to settle so that, you know, he won't get all the backlash and all of this won't come out. I get it. Yeah, very good point. Thank you, Darnell. I appreciate the super chat. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button. He should have got a doobie and not a fake ruby. Oh my God, Shannon will make it. Good. I believe he will. I believe he'll make it. But it's unfortunate that he, you know, we don't know at what cost though. He's gonna lose something. The same thing with what's his name? Jonathan Majors. Look what he lost. He lost a ton of money, jobs, and he's still trying to recover. He's still trying to recover. And what did he even do? I don't even know what he did. Had a dispute with his girlfriend, and that caused him to be on probation for a year. He escaped jail time, but he lost a lot of work. So people in their minds still believe that he's a risk in somehow. When these types of things that happen between girlfriend and boyfriends happen every day, and people don't lose their jobs behind it. So that's unfortunate as well. So it's just crazy. Let's play what this lady had to say, because she had a whole lot to say, and I want y'all to hear it. Make sure you chime in the chat and hit the like button, y'all. Here we go.
I do not feel bad for Shannon Sharpe. Actually, nail him to the wall. Men like Shannon Sharpe go after women whose frontal lobe have yet to develop, and then when they prove to you that they are still children, it's, how dare she try to manipulate me? How dare she try to get money from me? Why do you think she was fucking with your old ass? No, really. Why would...
Well, the same reason why, a lot of these young women aren't innocent. And this is the only thing I don't like with women, because they act like this stuff don't go both ways. You know what I mean? A lot of women just really hate men, and so they just like to drag them. It's the same reason a lot of young women go after these very guys, because y'all after the money. So these women aren't innocent is what I'm saying. A lot of these women know exactly what they're doing. Nobody said anything when Tracee Ellis Ross said she likes to go after young men. She want younger men. You think these younger men, their frontal lobes are underdeveloped? What are they doing with these older women? We all know that these young men that Tracee Ellis Ross dates are not trying to marry her. They're not trying to take her seriously. They're just screwing a cougar. And they're fascinated by screwing Tracee Ellis Ross, the cougar. They don't want her. It's the same thing. Y'all, they act like, my thing is with women, they're one-sided. And I just wish they would be open-minded. When you're speaking, you can have an opinion, but understand that this shit goes both ways. It's just not all, no, every man is not. And then they put this on every man. Every man is trying to do this. No. Everybody is different. People have different motives and what they want. They just drag everybody every man in this category. No, we know these young women are after these men just for their money. And these men know it too. They get caught up though. And the same way these older women are sleeping with these young men just because it's a good time. You like getting your back blown out by these young men. These men ain't trying to take you seriously. They there for the coochie and that's it. They don't want to have no kids with you because you can't do it. It's going to be definitely hard to have babies in your 50s and 60s. So, and these young men don't want these old bras. You think these young boys want these old bras for real? No. They there to sleep with a cougar, like I said. That's it. They ain't taking them serious. They'll do that. When they get old, they're going to go get them a younger woman who they want to settle down with and have a family with. This goes both ways, but I think women just be pissed. I ain't pissed about it, child. I don't want, I think a lot of these women, and they usually be single women, because married women move and speak a little differently most of the time. Because they're not out here trying to get a man. They got one. It's the single bitter bras that come off like this where, oh my God, you just throw him. Why throw him? You don't even know the whole story. You don't know if she's lying. You don't know what. He doesn't deserve to just be thrown under the jail for what? You don't even know if the accusations are truthful or not. Just because you bitter because he's fooling with a younger woman. Because most of the men out here say they don't want these old bras, and y'all be 30, 40, and that's old to them with kids and stuff, and these men don't want you. So you just mad at the world because none of these men are picking you. That's what they mad about. Like, it's no sense to be mad. Why? Yeah, I'm giving my opinion. At the end of the day, I don't give a damn. It ain't my life. I'm just giving what's out there. I'm not mad at all men because of what one man chose to do. And I think that's where a lot of women fall short. Thank you, Classy Perspective, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Shannon is the first or the last celebrity male that's dating younger women. This has been going on for centuries. Were you trying to say Shannon is not the first or the last celebrity male that's dating younger women? This has been going on for centuries. Exactly. It definitely has. And yeah, he's not the last. He's not the last. There are a lot of men out here who are old men, older than Shannon, who have younger women that they're dating and are married to. And it's a lot of the old white ones too. They got young women, and people kind of joke around about what's his name? What's that white actor who dates women younger? I think Leonardo DiCaprio, right? Isn't he the one that when they hit 25, he like, okay, I got to get another one. He don't date women older than 25. And Leonardo got to be at least 50. But they laugh about that, and that's a joke. But I don't hear them coming for him. To me, it's only when it's the black men, in my opinion. Thank you, Classic Perspective. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? So, child, it just, yeah. Let's continue.
A 19-year-old go after a man in his 50s who she also knows is only here for a good time.
Now, operative word, she goes after that older man. Why don't you speak to the young women and tell them to have more respect for themselves and stop trying to go after a man for money? But instead, what y'all do is y'all blame the men. Why don't you talk to these young women and say, where's your fathers? Why are you out here as a 19-year-old woman going after a famous, damn near 60-year-old man only for his resources? Why don't you talk to the women and ask them why they're doing that? Because these women actively go after these men. Whether that's his preference or not, these young women get dressed, go on the scene to where they know these men are, position themselves, dress how they need to dress, present themselves the way they need to present themselves in order to get the attention of these old men. So where is the accountability for these young women who are actively going out? Somebody mentioned it. They're using these frontal lobes to know exactly what they're doing to go out and look for these men with this money. They're not going after 56-year-old broke men. So if y'all know that, why don't you focus on that and say, as women, talk to the young women and say, hey, you're better than that. You don't need to be out here putting yourself out here for a man who you don't want, just using them. Stop trying to use men. Why don't these bras, these black women who always complaining about the men, don't hold the young women accountable? Because that's what I would tell them. You don't need to do that. Go focus on you. Meet you a nice young man who's around your age and y'all build together. See, y'all don't want to hear that, but because y'all know y'all just pissed that these men, y'all can't get these celebrities. Y'all, if she and any other ones that's on social media looking a hot mess thinking their tens could get Shannon Sharpe to pay them any attention and buy them something and pay them any attention, their asses will throw them goddamn wigs on. They'll be out there in droves rushing to get the attention of this man. Thinking they're going to get him to marry him or take them seriously or get something out of him. They just pissed because they can't do it, see? And now all you're going to do is focus on the fact that, oh, she's 19 and how dare him? He needs to this and he's a horrible person. What? If the young girls weren't out there trying to get that attention, maybe he'd have a harder time getting these young women if they weren't positioning themselves to get it. They're not horrible people when they're out here actively seeking these men with money to use them. It's mind-boggling to me how a lot of these women think. You could say, oh, he's a shame on him. Shame on her for out here trying to use somebody that she knows she don't want. Is it okay for young women to use men? But they're not going to say that because that's what they do. All of these women on social media talk about, oh, I need a man. He need to be rich. He need to do this. Yeah, so you have the man for money too. None of y'all say y'all want a man with character and is a good dude. Y'all want money. Y'all want a lifestyle. So what she doing the same thing a lot of y'all would do. But y'all mad because you ain't the one that's getting it. Bam. That's just what it is. So, child, I get it. I get it, though. Presidential says, I believe rich men get comfortable and forget that they're targets. Right. I expect someone Shannon's age to be smarter than this. Exactly. I completely agree with you. Thank you for the super chat. 100% agree. Thank you once again. I appreciate you. Classic Perspective says, those, was that young... What you saying, Classy? Those young women will be out with their mothers having threesomes with men like Shannon. Oh my God, it's a prevalent thing. You know, young women have always been attracted to older men. It's a thing, and they when women are being honest about it, they tell it. But then when they want to, you know, when they're mad about it because they're no longer the choice, now they want to flip it. But they feel good about talking about, oh yeah, when I was in high school, I was dating a college dude, and he would come pick me up because those were real men. We wanted men. We didn't want to play with the little boys. Thank you, Classic Perspective. I appreciate you for the super chat. Yeah, they brag about it when they were young and that they were going after the older men. But now that you're older, you mad because these younger women are still going after the older men, and them older men are giving them that attention that you used to get, and now you old and decrepit. Now you mad because you're no longer in that position. So it wasn't a shame when you was doing it, and the men weren't predators then because you was happy about it. But now they're predators, and now they're this and that because you too old and they're not seeking you. And even men your age don't want you. So now you on the flip side of things, it's a bad thing. But when you was young and attractive and all of that, it was okay. Make it make sense. So they just mad, that's all. They mad. Let's continue, child.
Y'all keep doing this. Y'all keep doing it. It keeps happening because y'all have spent y'all years mistreating women. And then because women have dealt with shit their entire life, you're like, that's baggage. No, that's called common sense.
Yeah, and look, and speak for yourself, because I am not a woman who's been through a bunch of bullshit with men. I have not been in horrible relationships and been drugged through the mud by a man. That is not my experience whatsoever. So I think when women speak, they're generalizing all women. No, I have never been in no horrible relationships, and I've never been drugged through the mud by a man. So that's why I can't speak like that. So speak for your own experience, for God's sakes. If you've been dating man after man that drug you through the mud and treated you horribly and mess over you, that's your experience. That's not every woman's experience. I can't sit here and lie and say, oh yeah, I've been with these niggas ain't no good. They done drug me through. I've never been drugged through the mud, baby. I've never had no bad relationships with somebody that treated me horribly and all of that. Have I met men who had bad intentions? Yes, but I wasn't in a relationship with them because I spotted that early on. So I can't sit here and say, oh, I've been drugged through the mud and these niggas and that's why you angry. If you've been through that, say you. That ain't everybody. That's why I cannot relate. So I can't sit here and say every man is bad. All these niggas ain't shit. Nah, that ain't my experience. So I'm going to speak from my experience and I accept your experience, but don't put that on all men. Don't put that on all men. All men cheat. No, that's not my experience either because I don't have a cheater. Now, do I know of men who cheated? Yes, just like I know women who have cheated. So I I've seen it on both sides. There are women who cheat, men who cheat. Everybody doing it. But everybody ain't doing it. But the ones who are. It's not just all men that's doing it. I know some men who done put women through the ringer. And women who put the man through the ringer. There's women who cheated and messed over good dudes. And there's men who messed over good women. It's something that's happening on both sides. But the way they be talking, it be like, oh my God, this is just what men do. Hell no. Y'all gotta stop with that. It's not cute anymore. And the older and crazier these women start to look, the crazier they start to speak. I'm just saying. Blue Exodus, thank you so much for the super chat. Say, I prefer 25 and up, but they love the frontal lobe excuse, but will say they're the most college educated. What age are most in college? So Blue Exodus, you said you prefer 25 and up, but they love the frontal lobe excuse. Wow. But will say they're the most college educated. What age are most in college? That's a different take on it, Blue Exodus. So you're saying that the women, you prefer 25 and up, and they use the frontal lobe excuse for you? That's interesting. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, listen, I always say, thank you, Blue Exodus, for the super chat. It's like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you ask me, a lot of these women have frontal lobe issues at 50. They got frontal lobe issues at 50, child. What's that excuse? Hell, at 50 years old, you still act like you're a goddamn child. You still act like you don't understand simple logic. So I mean, come on now. Their frontal lobes aren't fully developed at what, 19? But yours ain't developed at 50. And what's the excuse for that? Thank you, Blue Exodus. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just, what's going on, Avenge the Ancestors? How are you? So, yeah, it's just crazy. Classic Perspective says, sugar and spice and everything nice. No, these women are boats and hoes and pros from different area codes. Okay. They're a hot mess. That's what it is. Hell, a hot mess. And everybody else is the problem. Every man is the problem, and you don't see yourself. Thank you, Classic Perspective. I appreciate you. It's just a mess, but let's continue.
Because a woman will no longer allow you to play with her once a woman gets to the point where she's like, wait a minute. That's when y'all want to be like, oh, she got baggage, she got boundaries. And y'all don't want women with boundaries, with self-respect. Y'all want little girls who is going to do whatever y'all want her to do for a little bit of change. You want that phone telling that girl that you're going to choke the shit out of her and that she going to like it.
Yes, because she said she wanted him to choke her. Literally, in text messages, she said she wanted him to choke her. So he felt comfortable saying that because that's what he knows she likes. That's the kind of stuff she like, ma'am. Let's continue.
And now she's trying to get over on you and you mad. She's in it for money. She's in it for the money. Where y'all problem is, y'all think y'all are bigger than the program. Y'all get so full of yourself that you genuinely think this child wants you for real. Men like that.
Last time I checked, and y'all let me know if I'm right or wrong, 19 is not a child, right? Right? 19 is considered an adult, right? Right? So it's not a child. I'm just saying. Let's continue.
That scare me. Because what does a 56-year-old and a 19-year-old have in common? Actually, she's 20 now and he's 56 now. So a 55-year-old and a 19-year-old have in common. What?
Sex, girl, bitch, girl, sex, goddamn, sex. He knows what he wants and she knows what she giving. Sex, ain't nobody trying to have nothing in common. What, they not trying to have no real conversations over there. They trying to get it in. What the hell? That's why I say, yeah, they be having these degrees be driving them backwards. They be dumber than a motherfucker. Come on, what they got in common? Sex. Girl, they ain't trying to have no biblical conversation or no goddamn deep. They trying to bust it open, stick it in, do whatever. They ain't trying to talk and have no major some logic. They don't give it. What you talking about? They got in common. He want to screw, she want to get choked. They want to do it all, and that's what they got in common, ma'am. God damn. Ain't they trying to? What you mean in common? This ain't for no real relationships. He know that. He not looking for that young woman for no real relationship. He looking to get his freak on, and so is she. With a little, with a little extra, thinking I get my freak on, I can get some coins out of him. She looking to get a freak on and get a few coins. He looking to get his freak on. That's about it. They ain't trying to have no kumbaya, come to Jesus conversation. That ain't what it about. What's it about? Come on. Lord have mercy. What do they have in common? Nothing but sex. Lord.
What do you have to talk about? What life experiences
talking,
do
ma'am.
y'all have to discuss?
Oh, Jesus. They're not trying to talk.
None. And anytime, and I know
Weird.
men are gonna find their way in their comments like, it's legal. If you have to say it's legal as a way to defend your dating preferences, you're a predator. You're a predator.
Now, if we're gonna go there, wouldn't you think she's the predator? Because it has nothing to do with age. She's an adult. If she was 15, then I would say something otherwise. If she was if she was illegal, she was a young, teenager, I would say something different. But, those women go seek these men. So aren't they the predators? You're preying on a man with money because you want his money. And he happens to want something from you. So it's even like a transaction. You're going after this man knowing he's going to want your young body. And he's agreeing to it because you're offering something that he wants, hopefully in exchange for something that you want. Wouldn't the young women be the predators? Wouldn't they be the predators preying on a man with resources? Am I tripping? Wouldn't you consider her the predator when she gets dressed, knowing exactly what her intentions are when she gets dressed and go out here to these games or go or find out where these men will be, and you go show up putting your young body out there, that's what he like, tempting him, and then he picks you, and now somehow he's the predator, but you are the predator going after your prey. You're seeking these men to try to get something out of them. So she would be the predator. But they don't want to see it like that because they're so mad and caught up in the fact that these men don't want you. You couldn't get Shannon Sharpe or no other man. None of them ain't going to look at you and be like, ooh, I want her. No, they're not. And that's the problem. A lot of them be pissed about it. Child, these young women are the predators, the ones who go out here. And there are a lot of them who go out here to these games dressed up, going purposely trying to get these men to try to get knocked up by them so they can get a bag out of them. Go with them, try to, get with them to possibly get in a relationship so they can be taken care of. This is what these young women do. But, no accountability for that. Oh, her frontal lobe isn't developed, so she don't know shit. So she just, who's leading her? I guess the blind leading the blind. She don't have no sense. She don't have a brain. She can't think for herself. Who's telling her to go and do this then? Is she telling herself, hey, I want to go get a rich man because I don't want to work? That seems like her frontal lobe is working perfectly fine to me. She knows how to put a coherent sentence together, and she knows what she wants. And she's going after it. And when you think about it, a lot of these non-melanated women, they get what they want versus a lot of the black women who are stuck on their education, and only you can't even get a good man. You can't even get a husband. But that's why they get what they want, whether it's through this way or another way. This is what they do. They go out and get dressed young, 19, 20 years old, and they go out here looking for the man that they want. See, whether their intentions are wrong or not, they go out here looking for a man because they understand the importance of a man. You need a man with some money so you can have some money. You want a man with a good job so you can live a good life. You go after that man young because you're better looking. Your body is more intact when you're younger. You're more attractive when you're younger. They understand that. See, that's something a lot of black women don't. They think their education makes them qualify for the top tier man, but it doesn't. And those young women know whether their motives or intentions are wrong or not, they understand because their mothers tell them, you better go out here and find you a husband. While you gotta push them titties up and go find you a man. Because you want to have a family and you want to have a life. You don't want to be out here by yourself struggling, trying to go to school and get education and got to pay for everything yourself. See, that's the difference. See, they start young. Whether you're going out to be a hoe to get the money or whether you're going out to get a man to establish your life with. See, that's the difference. See, and our women wait till they're 30, 40, and 50 years old, complaining about ain't no good men out here taking your education makes you more valuable, sitting out here mad when these men go after the younger women. This is nothing new. But somehow for black women, it's new and it's shocking. Oh my God, these other women have always went out here younger to go get what they wanted. And that's why the majority of them are married and they have families and they have something that a lot of black women will never have and still struggling trying to get. Y'all sitting up and thinking, when I get out of school and I got my master's at 40, I'm going to decide to get me. You already got children. You had babies with Pookie and Ray Ray who never had no money and they ain't went to school, ain't do shit with himself. But you had babies with him and now you want a man who's got everything. Everything figured out. Now he going to pick you and your kids. No, he wants a younger woman who he can have kids with, build a family together and start his own life with his family. Y'all don't get it. And then you're on here bitter and mad, child. It's just ridiculous. It's crazy. It really is, y'all. It really is. It's just, when you really pay attention to the way they talk and stuff, it's just, it doesn't make any sense and they don't get it. But they still sitting around here bitter and mad about it. So that's not going to stop men from going after younger adult women. These women are adults. It's legal. And, illegal. Well, she want him too. Once again, when you was 19, you was going after a college dude. You was going at a dude who was 29, 30 years old. Talking about that's a real man. Right? But it was okay. Now the same thing is happening, and now, somehow it's the man's fault. Make it make sense. It don't make sense, y'all. It don't. Is it Sway or Swad Jones? I hope I'm saying it right. You cooking, DeeDee. You not lying. Dope content. Blessings to you. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense though, y'all. And they just mad because nobody want them. The young or the old. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is going for them. Nobody is saying, oh yeah, I want this 40-year-old black woman with 4 kids, 3 baby daddies. Ooh, she's so fine. Nah, they ain't looking at y'all. They don't want y'all. They looking at y'all as recreational use only. It's sad. It's unfortunate. But this is the position that y'all have put yourselves in. I'm a black woman. But I also understand the nature of black women because I am one. And I understand the way that a lot of women have gone about relationships and men, they've gone about it all wrong. And it is partly because of how they were raised, what they were told to do, they did it, and it's not working. And you can't take that back. You can't change it because men want what they want now. Men are not afraid to say what they want. Men are they have preferences. They're not just accepting anything. And once again, I always say, listen, if you are a man and you're okay with accepting a single mother, that's your business. If you think it's going to work and you really like the woman, go for it. You can't be mad at other people's choices, but you can't also, you shouldn't change your beliefs and what you want and the standards that you have just because somebody else is different. They're different. What they want and accept may be okay for them, but what you got to stand firm on what it is that you want and what you will and will not accept. You know what I mean? Everybody is not the same. But they trying to bash men for saying, hey, I don't want no woman with kids already. I want my own goddamn kids. And if I got to go with a younger woman because she can have kids, what's wrong with that? She's legal. She's a grown-up. She knows what she wants, just like y'all knew what y'all want at 19, having them damn children with Pookie and Ray Ray. Hell. Was your frontal lobe developed when you decided to go sleep with Pookie and Ray Ray? And usually the Pookie and Ray Ray is around your age. So both of y'all frontal lobes wasn't developed in you, but y'all chose to have sex and make a baby and you knew what you was doing, right? And you made it, okay, the first one was a mistake and you went and did it again with a different Pookie and Ray Ray. So was your frontal lobe developed or not? When did it become developed? When did you learn from your mistakes? Because then you got them that go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 baby daddies, some of them. Because I got that video coming up too, where this young woman has 9 children and probably got 9 baby daddies. And, struggling. So at what point do you learn? How many baby daddies is it going to take for you to realize your mistakes and learn from them, baby? So it's okay for you to make the choices with no frontal lobe development But, and you could choose what you want, whether positive or not, or negative. But a man accepting a woman who's an adult, who knows what she's doing, somehow it's his fault? Child, Lord, let's continue.
That's like us saying slavery was bad, and y'all be like, well, it was legal. That doesn't make it okay. It used to be legal to beat your wife. It used to be legal to rape your wife.
That don't add up, ma'am. Who, as an adult, you have the right to choose. Nobody's taking, you have the right to choose who you want to give your body to. You have the right to choose who you want to be involved with. You have a right to choose. You can't equate slavery because they didn't have a choice. They didn't have a choice. You can't equate that because you have a choice to do whatever you want to do these days. Nobody is forcing these young women to go out and seek these rich men. They're doing it on their own. So you want the men to just turn them down and say, oh, she's an adult. She chose me. And I'm just, okay, well, because what? I mean, because she's young, I'm supposed to say, oh, she's too young. But what if that's his preference? He has a right to have a preference too. And if she's out here throwing it at him, you don't think most men are not going to take it? The problem is they don't want to take it from you. That's the real gag. They don't want to take it from you. They don't want the older women. They want the fine, attractive young women. And because a lot of these women are not fine and as attractive and they're not getting the attention, now you mad. They don't want you. That's all. She's legal. By every law, you able to drive, get a driver's license, work a job, and it's her choice. That's the thing. Ask her, why did you choose to go after this older man? And they will tell you, because he has money, ma'am. And you can't get mad at him for not saying no. You should get mad at her for making that choice to go to an older man, but she don't give a damn with what you're saying. She knows what she wants. Her frontal lobe is developed enough for her to know what she wants, and she go after it, whether you like it or not. That's the part they don't realize, baby. Let's continue.
Does that make it okay? I mean, it's legal.
Girl.
Because y'all love to be, she legal.
She made the choice though, ma'am.
And then you know what I always find so funny? When men get to, when people ask them like, well, if you had a 19-year-old daughter and a man in his 50s wanted to date her, would you be okay with that? Well, I mean, if he was going to take care of her and if he was going to, no, you would not. You would not be okay with that. You would think, man, he is dirty.
Well, yeah, I agree. I would not be comfortable with somebody 50 years old trying to date my 19-year-old. But guess what? Because she's an adult, it wouldn't matter what I say. If she wanted to go sneak behind my back and her father's back and go date this man, guess what? She could, right? It's her choice. It really doesn't matter whether you like it or not. She's an adult. Anybody would say she has a right to make her own choices because she's an adult. And if you try to hinder her from making those choices, guess what? You will go to jail. That's the reality. You may not like it, but you can't stop her. If she want to go date that 50-year-old man, if she want to go sleep with that 50-year-old man, I can't stop her from doing that. I might not like it, but I can't stop it. That's her choice. She has a right to her choice. Now, are you going to get mad at the 50-year-old man for being attracted to a younger woman? But are you going to be mad at the young woman for thinking, feeling like it's okay to go with a 50-year-old man? You don't think that maybe do you think that she has an accountability too? Is that what she wants? Does she not care about the age? Does she not look at age like that? She's an adult. So she can make that decision. That's all I'm saying. However you feel about it is irrelevant because she's an adult. She's not a child. Now, if she was 15 and she's in a 50-year-old man trying to come around, then you have every right to try to get some charges on him if he's trying to do something with your child, because that is a child. You get what I'm saying? You may not like the age gap, but if somebody, I know lots of people who have age gap, 20 and 35 years age gap with somebody. If that's their choice, that's their choice. There's nothing you can do about it. I'm just saying, you can get mad at the man all you want, but get mad at him and you want him to say, oh, no, I'm not going to take a 19-year-old, but I'm going to go get me a 40-year-old. And then y'all gonna feel better about it? Cause he gonna come for y'all now with the children and stuff? Nah. Nah.
But for somehow y'all can reason with yourselves and think that that's okay. And don't come in the comments talk about Drea, because I think that whole dirty too. I think age gap relationships, any way you shift them, is disgusting. I think in any relationship where there is a significant difference, whether it be finances or age, there is going to be a level of manipulation. If someone has $0 and someone has millions of dollars, power difference. If someone has decades of life experience and someone barely has any, their frontal lobe, their critical thinking skills have yet to fully develop, there is going to be manipulation involved. And it's not appropriate. Y'all be wanting to date children, because if you just wanted to date someone a little bit younger than you, whatever. But if the age gap is bigger than the person's age, the age gap is bigger than the person's age, it's not appropriate. No matter which way y'all try to shake it. Oh, well, he could teach her something. She could get a mentor. Get a mentor. Get a mentor. Get a mentor. Not some dirty old man that wants to do whatever they was doing.
Well, and that's the thing. Why I say dirty old man? You should say dirty old man or dirty old woman. Because if that's the case, then there might be some dirty old woman what can she get out of a 19-year-old boy? But some pipe. Some young pipe. So, and I don't think he's gonna feel used by that. He's gonna willingly accept that, okay, with open arms. So who's using who? You using, if anything, no, don't just address the old dirty old man, address the dirty old woman who's using a young man, using him for his body, because that's what she's doing, because he ain't got no money to give her. If anything, she's spending money on him. So what is she using him for? His body, right? But you don't want to address that as only, the dirty old man. No. What's her name is a dirty old woman who's fooling with young men for their bodies. A hot young man who's putting the pipe on her good, and that's it. That's all she can get from him. That's nothing else. And a young woman who's seeking. Now remember, these women are seeking these old men, are going after them, trying to manipulate them for money. He it's a fair exchange. He want her body, she want his money. Look, it is what it is. But to say, a dirty old man, well, the dirty old women, what's her name? Ross is a dirty old woman. Then in that case, if you can accept that either way is bad, but you only address the dirty old man, it's disingenuous. No, the dirty old women out here want these young men for their bodies, and you buying them some video games and shit. You buying them stuff because you know you want them to break you off every chance they get. You buying them video games, taking them to the mall. Because he ain't got no money. So you ain't with him for the money, honey. You're with him for the pleasure you get out of him, and that's it. And you buying him shit. In the opposite way, she knows she gonna give her body because he want that body. And she gonna want some money in return. They know that. It's a fair, even exchange. And if anything, older women who are bitter and mad because you can't get no man no which way, no old, young with no one. It's just bitter and mad because these younger women can get these men. And a lot of you older chicks are just stuck. Nobody is approaching y'all. They don't want to date you. They don't want to even look your way. Can't get a man to save your goddamn life. Oh, but you don't want one. That's be the next thing. I don't need a man to validate me and all that. Well, why are you so mad that these men are going after younger women? These women are okay with it. Why you got a problem with it? Why you so pissed about it? Why you seem bitter about it? I could say, I want no old ass man coming after my 19-year-old. Yeah, I would admit that. But once again, if she's out of my house and she's choosing to do that, there's nothing I can do about it. So they make their own choices. No matter what you teach them or you tell them certain things, they make their own choices at the end of the day, because guess what? It's their life. And if you know young women who are seeking these older men, why don't you go talk to them? If you think it's so wrong and so out of order, go talk to the young women. Ask them, tell them that is not the best route to go. Maybe you should go after somebody more your age. Maybe be an influence to the young women, because they're the ones making the decisions. A man could be 90 years old. If she don't accept him, he can't have her. The power is in the hand of the women. Whether they're young or old, they make the ultimate decision of who they're going to screw, who they're going to date, or whatever. So shouldn't you be, you can't make choices for men. You can't control anybody. You can't control a man to tell him what he should and should be doing. No, because ultimately he can want what he wants, but if what he wants doesn't want him, he don't get it. It's vice versa. Y'all pick and choose what y'all want. Y'all want men with money and with all these things, but if he don't want you, you don't get him. Ultimately, it's about choice, whether you like it or not. Classist Perspective says, what's funny, these women are more mad at the man being of mature age, but not mad when these young women are single mothers, LOL. Exactly. They're more, it's like you're more forgiving and open to for women, the way women choose to do things. They hate to correct a woman. They hate to go after the women, but you always want to blame it all on the men as if it's a one-sided deal. These men cannot be with these young women if these women said no. If these women didn't go out here and approach these men, they probably, if they say, no, I'm not fooling with you, you're too old, that's a wrap. You're going to have to go look for somebody else. If all these young women just decided and declined that, hey, I don't want to date no old man, these older men can't get no younger woman then. If she says, no, you're too old, that's a wrap. He can't get her. So talk to the women. They don't want to make the choices. They make the decision. Thank you, Classic Perspective. I appreciate you. They make the decision. And if they're choosing to do it, why you ain't pissed at them? The conversation should be, young women, why are you picking these old men? Shouldn't you go after a man younger? And they will tell you, I don't want that. I want a more stable, financially stable man because I'm trying to get to the bag. Or I want what I want. I don't give a damn what you say. And they have every right to choose that. But see, that'll shut them down. They can't spew their bitterness out because these women are going to shut you down with saying, hey, that's my choice. That's my life. I can do what I want. Why are you mad? But they go to the men because that's the only other out that you have. Try to put it all on them. It's stupid though. Duke, what's going on, Duke? Thank you so much for the super chat. Says, as Black people, we need to be talking about what's really happening, how the Bar Association, the media, and the government sanctions anti-Black policies. Yeah, I think there are people out here talking about that. And I think, if that's what interests you as a Black person, you should be talking about it. You should be talking about it and spreading awareness for people who may not understand or know what that is. So I think for the people who are concerned, I think people should talk about the things that they're concerned about. Everybody is not concerned about the same thing, and some people may not know what that is or what's that dealing with. So I think for the ones who do, I think they should bring awareness to it and start spreading it so that others can catch on. So I think if that's what you're interested in as any race of a person, you should be spreading that awareness. You know what I'm saying? And it starts with one person and it latches on to another and then another. And then that's how you start spreading awareness. But if we're just mentioning it and we're not really talking about it and nobody's spreading it at all, then that becomes the problem. So we got to start with one person. So be the one person that spreads that awareness and make others aware of where that is being talked about so that they can gain some knowledge on it, So I think that's how you got to start with that. But thank you so much for the super chat, Duke. I appreciate you. Let's see. All right. So I think that's the end of her talking. I'm done with that. But, I appreciate everybody's opinion. She said, she said how she felt, but I think a lot of women are very bitter. If we're really going to be honest, a lot of women are bitter when it comes to men because they feel like, they've been done dirty by a man and, they just put all men in that same category and, just want to, just bash all men, like all men are the problem. And I don't think it's all men, but I think a lot of women don't see themselves. You don't see yourself. You don't see your part in any of this. And I think that that's a problem. I think that that's a problem. I think it's a problem and they need to learn from it. I just think women aren't perfect. Women aren't without faults. Women have made a lot of poor decisions, but they put a band-aid on it. They don't learn from it and do things to better the situation, and they keep blaming men. And I think that's not a good look, and that's not helping. That is not helping. I just think that we got to do better, um, and start to realize ourselves and realize where we fall short. And I think once a lot of women realize that, they can contribute something more to society. And I think once women start doing that, it'll become a better society, because now you have men and women who are on the same page, and y'all can learn from each other and grow together and build up on that. But we are in a society where they don't want to grow. They don't want what they call struggle love. You don't want any of that. You just want somebody. You just want a free ticket. You want a free ride. That's what they want. You want a free ride. Shannon, the last time I checked, hell, Captain Saberhold died in 2013. I'm just saying. Last time I checked, Captain Saberhold died in 2013. So I don't know what they're looking for. You want a free ride? You want somebody to just come and give you everything? You don't have to work, or you can live this life of leisure and all this kind of this bullshit. So I'm just saying, it's just not. You know what I'm saying? It's not giving what it's supposed to give. So listen, make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. We're gonna move on. We got 116 likes, 139 watching. Go ahead and hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. We're gonna move on, y'all. So I want to go to another reaction. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up and share my screen with you guys. So make sure y'all hit the like button. Please hit the like button, y'all. That's all I'm asking. Hit the like button. And also, if you're feeling generous and you want to support the channel via super chat, go ahead and super chat. That will definitely help the channel out. All right. So I want to pull this up. Here we go. Here we go.
Okay. Ooh, where you at, girl? Like you on vacation? Where?
I'm in Vegas.
Vegas. Okay. You looking like you festive. The all-new Kendra G Singles dating app is available now on iPhones and Android phones. Just go to your App Store or Google Play Store and download now. All right, what's your name, baby?
Sadie.
Daddy?
Sadie.
Oh, Sadie. Sadie.
Yes.
And where you calling? Do you live in Vegas, or are you on vacation?
Nope. I'm at my mom's. I live in Atlanta, but I'm from Detroit.
Okay, but you live in ATL. How old are you?
38.
Okay, Sadie, right?
Yes.
Sadie. Isn't that an R. Kelly song?
Yes, it is. Sadie. Don't you know when you're sweet? Go on, Kendra.
Hey. Ooh, I don't want to get banned. You know, people, they be like, I don't know the rules. I'm not sure if we're able to sing the songs anymore.
Hey, it's not ours. It's not ours.
All right. What do you do for a living, Sadie?
I'm a hairstylist.
Oh, okay. Do you have any kids?
I have one little girl. She's 2 years old.
Okay. Why you not with her daddy?
That's my ex-husband of, I think, 11 years. 10, 11 years.
When did you get divorced?
I got divorced 2 years ago, Kendra. So my baby wasn't even one.
Oh, your baby's gonna be 3 this year?
Yep.
Do you want to share why you got divorced?
Oh my God. You know what? I'm just gonna chalk it up to it just didn't work out, Kendra.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Okay. So, and you're officially divorced, not separated, right?
I'm divorced.
Okay, divorced.
Like healed divorce.
Oh, like paperwork done and healed.
Yes.
All right. So we got Sadie, Atlanta, 38, hairstylist, mom to a 2-year-old. And what's your zodiac sign?
A Leo.
A Leo. Okay, I think I got it all. Sadie, Atlanta, 38, Leo. She's a hairstylist. She's divorced and a mom to a 2-year-old. Do you guys co-parent well?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah.
She had to think about that, baby.
Let's do it. What kind of man are you looking for?
Lord.
Kendra, I am looking for, oh my God, I'm looking for a guy that's healed. I'm just recently dating, and it just seems like a lot of guys is bringing that baggage from whatever situation they were in previously to what's going on right now. Like every single guy that I've talked to lately. And I'm looking for a guy that's, that's intentional, that knows exactly what he wants, that's established. I'm looking for a nice guy. I'm so sick of these thugs, Kendra. They so hard. You ain't gotta be that hard. I'm looking for a nice guy. I don't know. Okay. I'm rambling.
Yeah, well, you rambling, but you telling the truth and you exposing yourself, in my opinion. So she's dated hood dudes, it's very clear. And probably the ex-husband was a hood dude. That's what she tired of, sick of dating. So that lets me know that's what she's been dating. Now that the hood situations didn't work out, now you want a good guy. Now you want a guy who's responsible and knows where his birth certificate is. Now you want a good guy who's intentional, all the things you should have been looking for before the Pookies and Ray Rays. That's typically how it goes. You know what I'm saying? They never focus on the right kind of guy in the first place. That's why they end up going from man to man to man. Because if you focus on the right things in the first place, you probably wouldn't have these issues. You would have somebody who's intentional and marries you and y'all stay together. But you go for the wrong things and you get the wrong outcomes. That's just how it go. You F around and find out that don't yield you the best results. You know what I'm saying? And now you want a good guy to come in. You don't want anybody with any trauma anymore because you done been there, done that. Now you want somebody to come in that got it all together. But the thing about it, the ones who have it all together, they're not really checking for you. You might not be their cup of tea, and that's what they're running into. See what I'm saying? It don't work out the way they think. Let's continue. Duke, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you. Here we go.
Now.
All
Sorry.
right. Nice guy. Do you want to get married again?
Yes.
Okay. What are your deal breakers besides thugs?
My deal breakers are not being honest, not loyal, deadbeat dads, smokers. I don't like smokers. No guys that's been in prison. Yeah.
Okay, no
I
guys.
want no Pookie.
No Pookie. Okay, no
Yeah.
Pookies. No Pookies.
Nope.
Was your husband a Pookie?
Good question, Kendra.
He wasn't a Pookie, but he's deaf.
Close.
We gonna leave him there, Kendra.
We'll keep it going.
Yeah,
All right.
He was close, child. That was close enough. Close enough, Johnny. You exposed yourself. The night shift. Thank you so much for the super chat. It says beating a dead horse. But have you noticed women in certain professions are perpetually single? Yes. Yes. For sure. And that's just how it's gonna be. It is beating a dead horse. But it's becoming the theme. You know what I mean? We have a single motherhood epidemic in 2025. We have the least women married out here. We have the whore hookup culture that's thriving, even though it's falling apart, it still exists. And now, with these women losing jobs, these federal jobs getting, taken away, and they're not looking like they're getting to the bag like they once was, things are starting to hit home a little bit more with a lot of these women out here. And they're panicking. They don't know what to do. This is when it would have been really nice to have a companion, a husband, somebody who can, y'all share in all of this. And it's not just you out here by yourself trying to make it happen. See, they're crying and now their eyelids look wet and stuff because they've been crying, trying to figure out how they're going to maintain by themselves with those kids. A lot of the stuff is shifting and changing, whether we like it or not, but you're going to see a lot more women complaining. Because I've definitely seen more videos of women complaining about how they're going to make it. And it's difficult and becoming more homeless. And, I did that video of a lot of these women living in shelters and living in U-Haul trucks and living in their cars and stuff like that. It's going to be definitely hard. And if you chose to be out here by yourself trying to make it, it's going to be very difficult. I always say two is better than one. If y'all both have, something going and y'all both on the same page, you can build a lot better. That way, when the hard times come, y'all are still okay. You know what I'm saying? You can manage it better because both of y'all are working, both of y'all are putting in, and it works out. You shouldn't be out here working and living day to day, paycheck to paycheck, just to live a lifestyle. That lifestyle is not going to matter when you're struggling to feed your kids and you're struggling to keep the roof over your head. All this extra stuff, it doesn't matter. All this extra looking like a boss chick and all this extra people talking about spending, $300 and $400 on some Gucci slippers or small stuff that don't matter and thousands of dollars on handbags. No, you're going to have to sell all of that shit and use it to keep a roof over your head and food in your kids' mouth. So all of that stuff is not going to be necessary. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to focus on the important things is what hope and suggest that people would do in the first place. Focus on what's right. You go after a man for the right reasons, a man who is responsible and he has provisions, but y'all are looking to build your provisions together, not just using them for bullshit and thinking that everything is going to be okay. No, and any man who's working hard out here to build something up for himself and potential family is not going to just spend money on frivolous things. He's focused and he's going to focus on what's right, providing a house, a roof for his family or a potential family, making sure that he has the things necessary for his family to thrive, not the BS stuff that these women are looking for. And this is why they're going to be by themselves, because most men aren't out here. They understand how difficult it is to get a dollar and how difficult it is maintaining and keeping it. So they're not going to let you just come in and just drain them dry like a financial vampire. Hell no. You would be stupid to do so, in my opinion. Thank you, Night Shift. I appreciate you. So yeah, they're gonna have a hard time because they're in it for the wrong reasons. You're out here trying to get a man to provide you a lifestyle and pay for all your bills and do all of this stuff. No, these men ain't trying to do that. At least if you smart, you ain't trying to do that. Hell no. But anyway, let's continue.
Should he look a certain way, the new guy?
He needs to be well groomed. As far as like a certain height or anything like that, no, but dress age appropriate, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, how to match my fly. Like if we're going out and we're going to certain places, you gotta look like we're together. Like don't, you know what I'm saying? A little bit.
But not like necessarily color coordinate, or do you mean color coordinate?
Not color coordinate, of course not. Some guys think that's so corny, but I'm just saying, like if I'm well put together and I'm dressed up and we're going out, to a nice dinner or something like that, I don't want you out in a hoodie and jeans and the name brand gym shoes or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to know how to put on a suit, a nice something. Put on something nice.
Okay. Should he make a certain amount of money?
No.
Okay, you don't care about your money. Let's do that, Kendra Cam.
About my money, but yeah.
Okay. Let's do that, Kendra Cam.
That's not important to me right now.
Ooh, look at this body, girl.
Okay, can drop it in that gym.
Ooh, I say all the girls in Atlanta got bodies. They give you bodies when you get off the plane.
So stupid.
They like, here they go. Oh, they do a body check. You ain't got no ass. Here it is. Return it with the rental car. When you leave, because the women in ATL got bodies.
Yeah, because they buying them too.
The gym.
Right. They
buying in that gym. I'm telling you, I see them. I see all the ladies in the gym all the time.
Yeah, it's a requirement.
They buying them asses. They buying them flat stomach. They buying the ass. They buying it. Just like them teeth. They buying the teeth that are all a mouthful of two front teeth, which I saw this girl say on the clip, and it was funny as hell. Everybody getting them veneers where it's a mouthful of two front teeth. You're buying the teeth, you're buying the asses, you're buying everything. Come on now. In Atlanta? What? Yeah, BBL Central. Come on now. And they still don't have a man, I'm just saying. And then they still crying, why the regular girls got a man? Why the regular girls who don't have all their bodies done, they got a man? Why we can't get one? Because y'all not paying attention to what men want. Men don't play with you. Yeah, they'll bang the shit out of your BBL, but they don't want you. After that, it's like, okay, on to the next. Yeah, y'all get it misconstrued. Yeah, these men will screw the hell out you. And you be like, oh my God, he really like me. Yeah, he like to screw you. Of course they do. What? They don't want you long term though. Because it's clear. That's why y'all still single. Y'all be bitter and mad. Well, all these men want to do is play games. All they want to do is play games. No, they doing what they normally do. You just fall for it. Y'all educated and y'all don't see these men are, they talking to you and, they want to play with you. They want to play with you. Let them play. You let them play with you. That's on you. They get what they want out of you. And as long as you keep letting them do it, they going to do it. They ain't trying to wife y'all up them BBLs and talking about how bad them BBLs smell now. Them men ain't trying to do that. Some men will be like, she stink, but you know what? That's some coochie and you still gonna fool with her, even if you smell that stink. Some of them will still do it. Some men won't go near it, but some of them will. That's why these women think it's, think they got all this attention and all that. Because these men don't talk a lot of times. They just do what they do and they don't really explain themselves or they don't go through having all their feelings and all this kind of stuff. They just make a decision a lot of times and they go with it. Yeah, she fine and she kind of stink, but she fine. Okay, I'll go screw it and move on. You ain't got no feelings behind it. You ain't talking about it. You ain't doing shit. Y'all do what y'all want to do. If she gonna let you do it, y'all do it. Y'all don't have all these feelings and stuff like women do. That's what women don't understand. Most men don't talk a lot. Most men are very quiet. They say what they want or say that's what I learned. Men don't talk a lot like women. Most of them. They say what they gonna do and they gonna do it and that's it, right? All the other chatter, they don't really do. I'm just saying, that's what I've noticed. And women got all these feelings behind it. I don't know feelings behind that. Hell, you want to come back to my house? You want to meet up? What you got going on? If he say he want to meet up somewhere, you know what he's trying to do. He's trying to hit. Now, you know that too. So are you going to go back to the hotel with him? Or are you going to go to his crib? Because you know what he want. You know what he want. Don't play dumb. Because you might want it too. If you go back and you let him do it, no, this ain't nothing serious. He's just trying to hit and that's it. He got hot. He saw you. You was down. Y'all did it and that's it. Ain't no more feelings about it. He going to work the next day, child. And he ain't thinking about you. The only time you gonna come up is when he get hot again. And if he don't have no other options, he gonna call you. And if you down, you won't go to the crib? You won't come? You won't hang out? Yeah, won't get a little something to eat, maybe? All right, you like, yeah. And then y'all keep doing the same thing. Then you mad. When he meet a new woman that he really cares about, you're obsolete, honey. And then you gonna be sitting somewhere crying with feelings saying, he ghosted me. No, he didn't ghost you, girl. He done. I'm just saying, he done. He never intended for it to be anything but what it was. You the one caught feelings and started thinking, oh, maybe this could be my husband. Oh, maybe this could be this. When he never told you none of that. He never approached you in a sense like he wanted to be in a relationship with you. He approached you in a sense that he wanted to have a good time with you, and that's it. And you read into it, and you start making up stuff in your head that he never told you, and you convinced yourself that this could be something. And when it was really what it was, nothing, you was pissed and mad with yourself and mad at him. He never said, you my girl, I want you. All it was a hookup. And you, with your educations, don't see that. Inviting you back to his crib or to a hotel, you know what that's about. And you wanted sex too, because you don't think of long term. You think of pleasing yourself now. And you went with it thinking, oh, that's going to make him want you. No. A man who wants you going to let you know he wants you. Is he going to move a certain way? He going to talk to you a certain way. He's not going to talk to you in a hookup culture way. He's going to talk. He's going to be more interested in you, what you like, what you're about, your family. He's going to go a little bit deeper. He's not going to sit here and just talk about hooking up and getting a little something. We're going to go get a little McDonald's or we're going to go a little something. Come on, let's go straight to the hotel. Come on, we're going to chill. Let's vibe out. Vibe out and getting it going, hooking up. That's it. Then he done. Okay, cool. I'll see you next time. Boom. He nice. He's cordial, but he don't want you. And that's what women got to understand. And if you cool with that, be cool with it. But if you not, don't allow that to happen. Duke says 85 to 90% of sisters are a pain in the pooper, child. They are a pain in the pooper. I mean, listen, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. The attitudes and all that, it's real. But they're not the only ones, right? The sisters aren't the only ones. I'm just going to say. There are not a bunch of non-melanated women who are a pain in the pooper too. I'm just saying. you know, but because we're melanated, we focus on us, but there are a lot of other ones who are hellions as well. Okay? Just to make that clear. But thank you so much for the super chat, Duke. I appreciate you. Yeah. Just saying. Let's continue.
Yes, absolutely.
You look good. So, when was your last relationship was with your ex-husband?
Yes.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
I'm gonna skip that.
No. Okay, you can skip it. 3 flaws you have to work on.
What you want to skip it?
I am sometimes a procrastinator. I'm an empath, and I feel like that's one of my flaws. And I gotta stop it with the potty mouth, Kendra.
Oh, cussing.
Yes.
I hear you, girl. I like to cuss, but I hear you.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
I ain't never trying to change it, but I understand. I feel you. I feel you. Why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
I'm a cool chick from the east side of Detroit. I'm so down to earth. I'm loyal. I'm driven. I'm faithful to the right guy anyway. And I'm a nice person.
Okay.
I'm around good person. I have a really good heart.
I love it. You want the guy to be in Atlanta?
No.
Oh, really? Where do you want him to be? Anywhere?
Anywhere but Atlanta. Anywhere but Atlanta, Kendra. I can fly. I got a passport. I can fly. I know how to take flights. Anywhere but Atlanta.
Anywhere but Atlanta. All right.
Yep.
Well, let's do it. We got Sadie in Atlanta, but you can't be in the ATL. What's the age range you want to date? You're 38.
38, 40, and 40 to 55.
Did he have kids?
Yes, of course.
Okay. What would you say to the guy that might be concerned that you have a 2-year-old?
Oh my God, why would you be don't be concerned. Listen, I've healed from that previous situation. My baby has a great relationship with her father. That wouldn't be a problem. I have no issues, no ex-husband drama. And I feel like that's it. That's all you would need to know concerning that situation.
Okay, well, let's do it. Sadie, we have a dating app, Kendra G Singles. Are you on the dating app?
I'm not on there yet, but I'm going to download it as soon as we get offline.
Okay, so download it right now. There it goes. I want to make you a highlight, and the fellas are gonna want to reach out to you. How do you spell Sadie?
Sadie, and I might put a B after that. So
Okay,
it's probably
Sadie. Could be Sadie B.
Sadie B.
Yeah, make it Sadie B. So SADIEB. Make that your username. It's like Instagram, TikTok. Make it your username. We can search you by username on the app.
Okay, I'm gonna make it that.
Okay, do it right now. Because listen, also, ladies, I'm doing something exclusive. I'm doing invite only speed dating cities coming up soon, but you'll have to be on the app and you'll have to submit to be invited via the app. That's on the way. So set up your profile.
So is it only going to be in that city? Like, am I only going to get a notification for Atlanta?
There's 4 cities in the moment, and I mean, you could apply for the city. You have to get yourself there if it's a city that you're not located in. Okay. But typically, I would assume most of the women in that particular city because they wouldn't want to travel. But I will say, I learned people were traveling to my speed dating events. So it's up to you. But it'll be invite only. You have to submit to be selected.
I'm going to download it.
Okay. Do it right now, honey.
Thank you, Kendra.
Bye, baby girl.
Here she goes, fellas. It's Sadie B on the Kendra G Singles dating app. Shoot your shot and send her a message right now. Are y'all shooting y'all shot to Miss Sadie? Y'all think she's the catch? Is she a catch? Let me know. Make sure y'all are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button, y'all. Listen, I dropped the link because I promised that I would drop the link. If anybody want to talk about the Shannon Sharpe situation, go ahead, hit the link. Make sure you have your your camera is working, audio is working. Make sure you have enough light where we can see your face. If you want to join, I'm gonna give it a few minutes. If not, we're gonna wrap this up, y'all. So if you want, trap music says he was smashed. Okay, hit her up. Well, it's probably old. You probably still hit her up though, because I'm pretty sure she might not have found anybody that that fast. But yeah, if y'all want to join the come on and give your thoughts, 2 cents on relationships, Shannon Sharpe, go ahead and click the link. I pinned it at the top of the chat. I'm going to give y'all a few minutes to do so. If not, we're going to wrap it up, y'all. But I promise I would put the link if you guys want to join and give your thoughts on any topics discussed or whatever you want to give your thoughts on. You can come up and do that. All right. So I'm going to give it a few minutes. Go ahead and do that, y'all. Hit the like button while I'm waiting. Also, if you haven't supported the channel via Super Chat, go ahead and give your girl a Super Chat, child. A small donation to support the channel is not going to break the bank, y'all. Come on now, support the channel, y'all. If y'all rock with me, definitely go ahead and support the channel via Super Chat because that definitely helps the channel out. Resources helps the channel to grow. So I just want to make that clear. Also, hit the like button, which I think y'all have the likes up, which I appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for the likes. I got this new little thing I'm going to play when you guys support. I thought this would be fun. This is fun little music that I found on my new device, child. Listen, that's the music I'm gonna play. Hey, 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 hey. Just a little something, when y'all support the channel. All right. So I'm waiting for anybody who want to join. Who wants to join the panel? If you want to give your thoughts on any topics. Go ahead and click the link. I'm going to give y'all a few minutes. If not, y'all, we're going to move on. And also support by watching the videos that are posted on the channel already, right? Watch the videos that are posted on the channel. Let's get those numbers up on the videos on the channel. Just go and watch it. Hit the like button on it. Comment if you can. Even share it if you can. That would definitely help as well. And for those who may be new to the channel, if you haven't subscribed and you like the content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and click that notification bell on that says all so that you'll get all of the content. You'll be notified when I go live and post new videos. All right. So make sure you guys are doing that. I appreciate you guys for supporting the channel, for always rocking with me, y'all. I appreciate y'all for that. Make sure you are continuously supporting as I continue to post content for y'all. All right. Notice how both of them curse like sailors. That's very common among Black women, not white women or other women. While all women are a pain in the A, in one way or another, Black women have a particularly annoying way of being a pain in the A. I get what you're saying, Duke. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate you. Yeah, so listen, I think you got a point there. I mean, it's gotten out of hand. And I think, we are products of our, community. We're products of the people who raised us, who taught us things. And if you come from that type of environment, then that's you tend to be an example or a product of what you come from, and it's hard to remove yourself from that. It takes work in order to establish a different type of mentality from what you've been raised to be. So, and we all have that, men and women. A lot of men are conditioned by their upbringing, what they had or the lack thereof, men and women, all of us. So if you were raised a certain way or taught a certain way, or you didn't have certain things, you become a product of that. And whether what you become based on that determines how you deal with people, how you deal with relationships, how you thrive in life, And a lot of times when you're by yourself, you can operate in any capacity. You can operate the way you want to when you're single. And I think one of the reasons why men and women struggle with relationships is because we've all been conditioned to be a certain way. And the way one person has been conditioned versus the other one, it can cause a clash, or it could cause something opposite. But I think more men and women clash because one is raised or taught us or have certain beliefs, and the other has a certain beliefs that differ from yours. And so that's going to clash because then we don't know how to, most people don't know how to compromise, and nobody wants to forego what they believe, their beliefs and what they believe is right versus yours. This is what submitting is all about. And most women don't want to submit because they feel like everything that they're built up on and everything that they was taught, lessons or values or whatever it is, they don't want to throw that all away to go with what you're saying when they don't trust or believe that what you're saying is the right way. Because everybody thinks that their way is the right way or the better way. So it's a tug of war between who's right, who's not, what's better, what's not. So that's why a lot of relationships fail because everybody is, you know what I'm saying, trying to determine who's right and who's wrong. It's about who's right, who's wrong. My way is the better way, but you think your way is the better way. So why do we have to go with your way when my way is perfectly fine? My mother or my father or whatever raised me to be a certain way, and this is my values, and I'm not going to give that up. And you want me to do what you want because yours differ or whatever, and it becomes a tug of war, and a lot of people can't deal with it, and so they end up walking away and never really getting to the root of the real issue. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that I don't think that all men are wrong, and I don't think all women are right. I don't think I think there are a lot of men who have issues because either they didn't have their fathers in their lives or they were taught the wrong things. Hell, there are young men who were raised in a pimp and hoe type situation where they have a pimp mentality. There are a lot of men out here who don't know anything about women. And they don't know how to be in relationships because they never had that experience. They never had nobody to teach them. They just don't know. So they're operating in a way that is not conducive to healthy relationships either. So when I'm speaking to the nature of both sides. I just happen to think that at this point in time, I think, in my opinion, a lot of women are worse off because they've never been held accountable. But don't mistake that for me not realizing that there are a lot of men who don't know what to do either. A lot of men are lost in the sauce too. A lot of men have this idea of what a woman is supposed to be, and they stuck on that, and you don't understand the nature of women, and so you fail because of that as well. So yeah, I understand. I get it on both sides. So I just think that women got a lot more to learn, but I do still believe a lot of men don't understand women, and they have a hard time getting women because of that, and because they didn't have certain upbringings or teachings that would give them a better opportunity to get the woman that they want. So I think we're both on both ends of struggling. It's just, I think because women are entitled and women talk a lot more and they are very opinionated and they're strong and wrong. I'm going to focus on that because I know the nature of women, and I think a lot of men don't know. And they want a certain thing, but they don't really understand women. And so that's how you fall short. And I think that's how a lot of men end up by themselves because they don't understand women. They have this idea, oh, if I get a wife is this. A wife will be XYZ. Or, and she better not deviate from that. She can't be this. No, a wife is a woman. She's a human being. She's going to be a woman first. So you got to understand what women are based upon, not just an idea of what you think the woman is, but she's a woman. If women are emotional, she's going to be emotional. And you just got to determine if that particular woman is for you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think there are a lot of men that need to learn stuff too. Pharaoh says, D, we need your opinions on Trump's 5K baby bonus. I don't know what that is, Pharaoh, but I will give my opinion on it once I go look at it. But thank you, Pharaoh. How you been? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. What's going on, Ferg? How you doing?
DeeDee, how you doing today?
I'm good. What's going on? You're the only one that popped up because I was just about to end it. What's going on? How
So,
you
I caught you last, sort of towards the end. I'm like, man, I always got to give my love and respect to you.
appreciate you?
Yeah, with the Shannon Sharpe thing, Shannon Sharpe is a year younger than me.
Oh
You
wow.
know, and I admire Shannon Sharpe because he's been a brother who's started young, playing professionally, making millions most of his adult life, right? But
Right.
now here we are. I remember him giving a whole spiel about how he wouldn't date sisters and how sisters talked about him and always just came after his money. And he gets well, basically he's getting taken down by the youngest of snow bunnies. Umar called him the youngest of snow bunnies.
19.
Mhm. And you go dipping into the cesspool looking for her. You go OnlyFans looking for her. So you know what she's about.
Right. Yeah, he know.
And you leading with the money, so it says a lot about who you are. You've been warned. You interviewing people the last year or two about exposure of people and what they doing in the back, and here you are.
Right.
You play. It's just unfortunate because we get to those spaces where most of us can't be, and you blow it chasing some musty ass tail. She gonna move on to the next sucker out there chasing the. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I'll say this, and I'll shut up. We think it's okay to be running around with the snow bunnies, but however, Johnny Johnny White Boy, he ain't gonna hold you to such regard when she comes and say that you did something egregious to her. He's gonna hold you accountable. You know what I'm saying? We can say what we want, but they're gonna hold him accountable, even if he, you know what I'm saying, doesn't go to jail, but just his reputation with,
Mhm.
you know, his money, opportunities. Yeah, he can come to YouTube, but he gonna have to deal with the stuff you all deal with on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? It's just pretty much us. But it's just sad because, you know what I'm saying, not a lot of brothers get those opportunities, and I don't know what to say, man. Brothers, y'all gotta do better. We gotta do better. So
Yeah. Yeah, I just think when you have that much to lose, you need to move a little differently. Like he just I don't know, maybe he didn't think it would happen to him. Maybe he just thought that it was, that wouldn't happen. Like maybe I don't know. I'm interested to see how all of it plays out. Like what's going to happen? Is he going to have to pay this woman? Are they going to find that she's credible? Did he do it? You know what I'm saying? Like what is going on? All the crazy stuff that we've seen come out about, what she said. What's gonna come of this? And if he's gonna learn from it. Monique was telling him, hell, Kendra G said she told him, you gotta
mm,
watch out for these women and stuff. But to me, it speaks to the idea that hey, we talk about with the people in our community, the black women, black men, our people, but don't mean outside of that is perfect. It don't mean that other non-melanated people are perfect. That they are far from it. They got the same stuff going on in their communities as well. Trust me. And I don't know. That's why I don't understand why women, because women are more vocal than men. Women are always talking about social media is full of women talking. Y'all men are just
mm,
responding to it. And and
yeah,
and and lately, because men, you didn't hear a bunch of men talking about anything. Y'all communicate differently from us. It's women who run social media.
yes,
They've always been very vocal about what men need to do and men this, men that. Now men are responding. Now they want y'all to get rid of the microphones. But you know, uh there are white people who are in with their deadbeat white dudes. They don't be taking care of their children. And I'm not, I got sense enough to not put them all in one cat. But baby, there's some deadbeat. They don't. I mean, they don't be paying child support. These women
not,
cheating all over the place. It's not just a black thing. It's really not. But
it's
if
not.
you listen to certain women, they'll make black women, they make it seem like, oh, the white man is over here doing all this and the right, and he do no, no, no.
You, you know what's funny about that is okay, in like you said, it's still a national thing,
Hmm.
with men and women. White guys, listen, there are more deadbeat white guys, uninvolved fathers of white guys than our black guys.
Yeah,
You
it's more of them than us.
Yeah, and but somehow the mother, well, I really just focus on us a lot because I
Right.
work with our population for 20
Yeah.
years,
Hmm.
and I've seen I guess the evolution of where we are today from the beginning. I think, what I'm saying, you were, as a young woman, you sort of saw that there was some still uh, togetherness to some degree, but now to the level that we are now, as you being grown woman having young children, starting to navigate those waters, and it's all shark infested, pretty much coast to coast, north to south. You know, I have a 22-year-old son. He's 22-year-old. He's 22 now. You know, and we talk about these things, and he doesn't have as many issues because he's his daddy's son with women. But he does tell me a lot of, you know, things women, you know, young girls are requesting, just, you know, more about the money. And but a lot of those behaviors are learned behaviors,
Right.
which is you know, I don't know. It's been so long. I think I've been knowing you, seeing you about 2 years now, and just seeing how within those 2 years we the people who should be interacting the most and having the most opportunities to get to know each other and build are doing the most fighting. So it's going to be difficult. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out over the next 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
because women are making it transactional.
Yeah.
And one thing I see YouTube is doing for the young man, it's giving them opportunities to listen to other men. It's giving them opportunities to start evaluating who they are to be better.
Yeah.
And I don't think women are taking it as serious as they should.
Mm-hmm.
And the Olympics is coming here in 2028. So the world is going to come here. And I think it's going to be a lot more people seeking to have a good man, such as a brother. And the sisters are going to end up finding themselves ass out. That's all I can say.
Right. But you know, like you said, you don't think they're taking it seriously because I don't think they see it yet. It's
Yeah.
like it has to get to the worst it could possibly be for them to then realize it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why can't you see it before it get there and correct some things? It always has to get worse for you to realize, oh my God, now it's bad. We gotta do something. I don't
Yeah.
understand that. Like, but that's what it is. That's what it is, you know. Zookeeper, thank you so much for the super chat. It says the future is all about solid proof. I have a dash cam in my vehicle and cameras at my place. I can use my phone to record a conversation if needed. Strong evidence is key, not your words alone. I agree. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Pharaoh, I didn't miss your super chat. Says you look fluffy. Pharaoh, put a picture or video. You got a cam up, Pharaoh. Thank you for the super chat. If you want to come up, Pharaoh, you got a cam up. Pharaoh, can you hear me? Because I see you there. Just cam up and you could come up, Pharaoh. Um, yeah, I agree. You gotta protect yourself. You know, you gotta have cameras everywhere. I mean, I think that's important. I really think it's important.
Yeah.
You just never know. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to. You should always think about what you're doing, who you're doing it with. You gotta not these days, especially because hell, we got cameras for a reason. So cameras are everywhere. Back in the day, they didn't have cameras to see what was actually happening, and it would have been a great thing, you know, because but yeah, so
Man, yeah. Yeah. I wish I had a camera and the microphone and the little digital recorder back in the, but and this is the same with Shannon Sharpe. He's been in this life for years.
long time. Exactly.
Yeah. Video recordings, audio recordings, all of those play a big part today just to prove your innocence. And even in the phone call that, you know, she's saying trigger words that you don't really hear people say unless they're coached to say. You manipulating me. Come on, man. Somebody was in her ear. I think, you know, her attorney saw, because they met at the gym, I think, what they say. And I think somebody was following him and approached her like, hey, let's see what we can do about setting him up, because she followed him. Okay, you claim he raped you, but then you follow him to another state and you still continue to participate in the lifestyle. So it's clearly he was paying you a solid bag for you to continue to follow him. You never went to the police. You
Right.
never did all of these things that would incriminate him and lose everything.
Mm-hmm.
And here he is. Now he's ready to, I think it all came to a head when that audio leaked of him with the other woman.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but
And
the woman who's suing him, she said she didn't like that.
yeah, because you can't really, technically, you know what I'm saying? You can't really record without permission.
In certain states, right?
Yeah, if you put it out there, like say, like he, for some reason, it just got out there and she didn't know, but you can use it in a criminal situation to, you know, for your defense or prove something. Somebody's lying, but to just release something without people's consent to release it, then
Mm,
that's where you get in trouble.
mm. So, I mean, if they end up taking this to court, I wonder if it would even be admissible in court.
I think he'll settle out of court for a little bit.
Think he'll settle out. They say he offered a 10 million.
That was the little snow bunny, yeah. But
Yeah.
us gonna say it's bigger than her. Everything what she's doing is bigger than her. She's just a pawn in the game.
Mm-hmm.
You
Hmm.
know, because he's ready to sign $100 million contract. So
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden now, so yeah, it just looks bad all around. You know, so
It does. It does. Pharaoh, you there?
Yeah, D, I'm here.
Oh no, how are you? How you been?
I've been good, been at work recently, just been trying to get this money so I can get the hell up out of Babylon. But how you doing, Ferg? How you doing, man?
I'm
what's up,
good.
brother?
I'm good. What's your thoughts? We have any thoughts on anything? What's your thoughts?
My thoughts is that, like, to be honest, it's really hearing these degenerate 304s criticize Shannon, like that's the most annoying thing. Is like these women talk about how this this girl is way too young for Shannon to approach, but you got all these stank ass 19-year-olds on them, and they always got their ass in the camera. Like nobody don't like you about you got how many 19-year-olds on OnlyFans and P Hub and all these other nasty ass sites, and now you going to say like, oh, he shouldn't be going to like these young like I saw the other day like this girl is a teenager and he's sitting up here sleeping with a teenager. I'm like, if your ass don't shut up, don't. And didn't Tracy Ellis Ross talk about how she date young men and stuff
Yeah.
like that?
Yep. But that's not a problem because it's okay if you're a cougar, you know. It's okay
Yeah,
if you 56 dating a 19, if you're a 56-year-old cougar dating a 19-year-old, that's cool because you're just having your fun. But when it comes to a man dating a 19-year-old woman, it's a problem. I'm just like, I don't know.
it's pretty much America nowadays is a low key gynocratic society. That's why I'm trying to leave this country.
But
That's really
Pharaoh,
why.
and but I will keep it honest. Like I said earlier, I would not want a 50-year-old, 56-year-old man dating my 19-year-old daughter. I don't think
I don't want that either.
I wouldn't want that. But I'm saying if 19 years old, you are an adult. You can, you got to ask the question, like I said earlier, why would your 19-year-old daughter be interested in dating a 56-year-old man, somebody who could be her father? Why would she want to do that? That's the question they're not asking. This is why you assume when a young woman like that is trying to go seek an older man, does she have a father? Does she come
Yeah,
from a broken home? Why? Because normally, most young women who are not out here seeking a bag from a man or just trying to manipulate a man, they wouldn't be doing that. They would be trying to date somebody around their age and they build together. So your question should be more focused on why are these young women looking for these drastically old men?
they
Because
want that money and they want
they want the money, yes.
yeah,
So
they
that's why
want that money and luxury.
yeah, they want this lead life of leisure. They want to in their minds, they just want somebody with money who can pay for them. They don't have to work. They don't have to do anything. But why aren't we talking to the young women to say, "Hey, you don't need to go specifically after a man that you know you really don't want to be with just because he got money. Shouldn't you go after a person who has integrity and certain things or characteristics of a man that will be a provider, but somebody who really wants to be with you. Because Shannon don't really want that woman for real either. He's not looking at her for to be a wife or nothing. He's having a good time with her, and she's giving it to him, and she don't have to. So it's like you're looking for something from him. He's looking for something from you. Why? But why is it always just focused on the man's part and he's wrong, but she's not? She knows what she's doing.
Like, I would go deeper into the situation and refer to how certain things refer to, but I'm gonna just say it's really, I'm gonna sum it up this way. It really has to do a lot with social engineering through this sex culture now. It really has a lot to do with that. Like, this sex culture is really contaminated a lot of minds, and a lot of people, they think that only thing that matters is money and sex. They don't really look, because not too long ago, you can basically post anything on social media that refers to, like, you can basically see anyone's ass on social media. Like,
Right.
and I'm like, whenever someone posts a damn man's ass on my damn feed, I get pissed the hell off and nearly break my computer. When someone do that shit, I be like, if you don't do it, I literally go into their DMs and I'll be like, if
Who's
you post
posting a man's
another
ass
hairy ass
on
on
your
my damn
who's doing
PC,
who's posting a man's ass, Carol? That's crazy.
it's so many people on my Facebook, man.
Man's ass on
Like,
What ass you looking at, man? Don't be-
who's doing that, Pharaoh?
it's some of my friends, like,
Oh,
Oh shit. That's
okay.
funny.
They're joking.
Yeah.
like some of my friends, they be reposting viral videos and shit,
Oh.
man. They be reposting viral videos, and I'm like, dude, like, okay, like, we understand that video is viral, but do you have to post it?
Mm. Mm.
Like, man,
That shit's
yeah,
diabolical. They not your friend.
shit.
Mm-mm. I
They send
mean,
me.
yeah. Why would they be sending a man's ass to you?
Oh my god.
That's that's crazy. Uh-uh. You gotta check them for that, Pharaoh.
For sure.
Like not too long ago, they were talking about how a man was like using the restroom out in public at Walmart, and he had his. I'm not even gonna go into that mess,
Okay.
man. Uh,
So he was pissing in public
yeah,
where people could see.
yeah, people could see his butt,
Oh, okay. Okay.
and the deal is he got what was coming to him, like a bunch of black dudes whoop his ass.
Oh, okay. You
Oh
know,
man.
and I don't
Yeah.
follow everything on social media because it's wild. You know what I'm
Wild as
saying? It's
shit.
a lot of crazy stuff on here, baby. Um, what else y'all got any thoughts? Anything else y'all want to talk?
Uh yeah, just really quick with this, the girl was she was I guess, OnlyFans. She was a hoe. That was her occupation. It's a
Yeah,
transactional occupation, right? So he was
yeah.
just paying to get some of his fantasies out. And again, when you get to a certain level, fellas, you have to cut out the bullshit. Once you turn 40, you got to cut it out for sure. You should have had enough playing. If you're new to the game, you just had to suck it up and be like, man, it would have been nice if I could have. You don't want to put your mature self in positions to lose everything. Just what it is. And just fellas, listen, man. Now is y'all time, man. Y'all done seen enough videos. Women ain't taking baths. They letting their kids suffer. They losing their places, man. Now is the time for y'all to get the upper hand. Now is y'all time. You're not gonna have a greater time in your life, especially if you're 21 to 41, to get on top of what you need to do. There's no excuses, man. For real. You have to be ready to get into those positions when the time comes. Stop limiting yourself. But if you don't, hey, you'll be old and ugly like me one day. Ain't nobody gonna save you. And don't come crying, because everybody has to go through the path of called life, and you got to work. So put in your work now while you got the time and young, man. So when you get your picket fence built, anybody want to come in your yard, you tell them what the toll tax is. And if they're not willing to pay it, tell them to move on. Other than that, shit, you'll be good.
All
And
I
what
gotta say is that. Oh, go ahead. You did. Did you finish,
Yeah, I'm good,
Trey?
man. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
all I gotta say is that like when you like you just gotta know your value before you date the younger generation. That's it, because you can't risk yourself too much on these younger ones. Because like I'm in college now, and I dated this female. She was younger than me. She was like 19, and I was basically at the age of 26 then. And she was pretty nice, pretty good. But the deal is that I couldn't. I was like pretty skeptical because like a lot of your Latin fathers, they really don't want you around like black male men and stuff like that in America. So to be honest, I just basically said we should be just friends, and I just basically avoided that situation. So I hated to say it. I hated to say that because she was a very nice female. She was a very nice looking female, very nice. She had a perfect body, everything,
Mm,
nice face, everything.
mm.
But deal
For,
is we just had to be friends because I didn't want to get into no mess where I end up going to jail or somebody going to jail or any other thing.
oh
So
my
you're
goodness.
saying her father didn't approve of you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
her father like the deal is I didn't meet her father, but I just say like the deal is that I wasn't gonna be in a risky situation where she told me where her father wasn't very too favorable of her dating like
A black guy?
men that were black or men that were other than Latin or white.
Yeah. I can see that. A father, is a unique person because they would want their sons, even daughters, to sort of stick with their same race. It's just the way it is. She had a father. If you ran up on Shaquita, she might not have a father, and it might have been more acceptable. But I can see that, especially the higher you go up on the social scale in other races, they're gonna stick to their kind. It's just the way it is. But Farrell, I do have a question for you, and it's anybody in the chat. Do you accept your ugly?
Who me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I accept that I'm not.
No,
Hell yeah.
no, no,
To be
no.
honest,
It,
like,
it, it
oh,
ain't it ain't just about looks, but do you accept your ugly?
yeah, I accept that because the deal is I definitely ain't no damn pretty boy. Like
Okay,
I've been known that. Like
okay.
everybody say I look like Biggie Smalls in some cases, and I'm like, shit, I actually take it as a compliment. You know how much draws Biggie got back in the day, and and everybody say he ugly and stuff. Like shit,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
hell, shit. If I could get the draws that, like, basically all you got to do is learn how to. The deal is with me, the way I get females is by my personality and making them laugh and making them and charming them and stuff like that. That's how I do. I don't really try to be a pretty boy or nothing like that. That's like far from my thing.
Right. Yeah, I got you. I asked that
That's
question
very far.
because guys, they have these high standards and expectations of the type of women, right? And from what I've seen, a lot of darker guys, they like the lightest women, and those light skinned women have y'all crashing out, doing all kinds of shit, right? I'm a ugly guy to some women. So not everybody likes me. Even when I was younger, had hair, had muscles and everything, I was too light. So I learned to accept my ugly, meaning that I only gave my attention to women who were attracted to me. I
Right.
can look at every woman outside every day, but I know what women to approach and not to approach.
Yeah,
And understand this. Do you understand? And I'll say this and shut up. Do you understand anything about the Bible?
yeah,
Do you subscribe to anything? Because there's a verse in there that says when you find a wife, you find a good thing, right? However, it also says it's going to be one of the hardest things you ever do in your life. One of the hardest things you ever do is find a wife.
Hmm.
So, are you willing to continue that journey until it happens, or do you like a lot of young guys when they feel like they don't get what they want early, they just give up?
Yeah, I'm willing to do. Ever since listening to men like Kevin and listening to DeeDee herself, and shoot, I'm starting to. And ever since hearing you talk, I'm starting to wish you had a podcast. So listening to you, I'm pretty sure like hell yeah, I'm willing to go all the way because like you don't have to be the perfect age, like the age of like 30 or 25 in order to have a wife. Like I'm about to turn 28 next week, and
Okay.
like you don't have to be super young and have the perfect life in order to have a wife. You can just go ahead and
Yeah.
just have a wife at the age of 30 or older.
Are you consistent in doing the work that you need to do?
Yeah, I'm consistent. I'm still in college. I'm trying to still fight this seizure nonsense so I can go ahead and go overseas. I'm also applying for my disability. Right now I'm talking to another woman right now
Why?
because me and her we have very similar aspects. Like she's a you ever heard the term blurred? Like it's basically a black nerd. Me and
Okay.
her are like that. Me and her. Like we both talk about like a lot of black stuff. We talk about a lot of pro black stuff, black related comic stuff, black related entertainment stuff. We
But
talk about a lot of black music stuff. Like we get along very much.
are you interested in her?
Definitely I am.
Is she interested in you?
Yeah, she interested in me because some of the pictures I saw,
Listen, I might have got those same pictures for her. Is she
damn.
interested in you?
Okay, let me shut up.
No. What I'm saying is she showing up for you? Does she show up for you when you need her to show up?
We plan, but she lives in another. Due to the fact that she lives in another state, we are trying to plan to meet up someday.
Oh, okay, Furl, man. So okay, so you my nephew, man. You my nephew, and
All
I'm
right.
gonna treat you like my nephew, right? Listen, one, is it too far for y'all to visit in between? Like, say you
No,
drive a distance, she drive a distance, y'all meet in the middle.
well, I can't legally drive due to my seizures, but she has a card now, and she says she's willing to see if she can take the time out to meet me because she lives in North Carolina. I live in Georgia.
Not too far. Maybe it was about 600 miles, 500 miles.
Yeah, yeah. It's about like I say at the most it's like 4 hours
Oh, it
from
ain't too
each other.
bad. About 300 miles. So, how long have y'all been knowing each other?
We've known each other, I would say at the most. We've known each other since the beginning of this year.
So January, 4 months. Have y'all talked about the same stuff similar to what our topics on YouTube about money, spending habits, children,
Yeah,
family,
yeah,
religion?
we talked about that. I've actually she actually told me some personal things.
Okay, well
And I
don't
don't want to
repeat it.
put the
Don't
personal
repeat it.
stuff out there, but she told me some personal things, and I actually cheered her up about that because I have actually counseled her on some of those things, and she needed that type of counseling from somebody.
Okay, okay. Well, just keep doing your due diligence, man. You got to be able to see her. You got to be able to talk to some family members about who she is.
Yeah,
So,
Zookeeper, thank you so much again for the super chat. Says, look how important that camera footage was when P. Diddy and his girlfriend was fighting in the hotel. Without the
mhm.
footage, he could have took the story, took that story to the grave. Exactly. I mean, no lies detected. I mean, right? I mean, yeah, cameras are important. Thank you once again, Zookeeper, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Um,
Yeah.
the person who's trying to get into, you gotta either cam up or put a picture on your avatar. Can you get on camera? You gotta cam up. Um, let's see. Anything else y'all want to talk about while we're here?
I didn't catch the early topic of the show when you started, like the first hour. I was asleep. You know, I
Oh,
wake
okay.
up at 4 or 5 o'clock. This.
Well, we started with Shannon Sharpe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we started with that because I was like, this the rest of
Hot
the
topic.
information I got from this. Because I'm like, I'm not gonna do another video on this until we figure out until they get to the point of what comes of this.
Yeah.
So I just pulled up all the new recordings and they got his ex-girlfriend saying that she had something similar charged to him, and
Mm-hmm.
he said he would ruin her or whatever if it came out, and then she dropped the charges. So it's a lot that they're pulling out on him. Uh,
Yes.
there was also the audio of him allegedly. It's him supposed to be getting something going on with his ex-stylist, saying that he may go that way.
What?
Yeah, so there's audio of that. So they pulled that out.
The
Of course.
guy that was dressing him in the tight pants.
Yes, yes. So that they were saying there's audio of him saying, "What you gonna do with this?" And I'm like, "Okay, I don't know, Lord have mercy." Saying the
But
guy name is what his name, y'all? I forgot. Hollywood. Hollywood. What you gonna do with this?
Hollywood.
Hollywood. What you gonna do with it? I don't know what
That just sound nasty.
I don't know. Um,
What's going on with
so
these
that's
people, man?
basically, and then also him making a statement about him, stepping down from ESPN, which they're saying he's suspended because
Yeah,
of all of the allegations. We saw that coming.
yeah, for sure.
And just some more text messages from the accuser talking about, what she all the freaky stuff she want to do with him and all of that.
Yeah,
So I really believe that woman is lying, and I think that
yeah,
she's definitely trying to get some coins out of him. I don't believe
for
her
sure.
for 1 second, but I don't know. There's also text message of her saying, "Oh, I'm really upset." She's to something to that degree that saying, "Oh, I cried when you left because I begged you to put on a condom and not put it in my, butt,
Oh my
and you
God.
didn't listen.
Yeah.
I don't care what our history is. No means no." And then
See.
she says, "I don't know how to process this." And he just responds by saying, "Can I call you later?" And
See.
so they're gonna use that.
Yeah, and that's the setup right there. When she start asking, saying statements like that,
Yep.
that's when he should have realized it's a setup, and he should have left that ass alone.
Mhm.
She's transactional. Anytime you meet a woman and she's about the money first, she's transactional.
Mhm.
You can't go into that. I don't care if she's the finest woman you ever meet. You're just going to chalk that up one for the team and move on. She's
Right.
looking to get your money and him. Soon as she started talking like that, you can tell, yeah, now it's a lie. Now it's all, to me again, the level of mind she has is low level. Is I can see an attorney behind that all the way. No means no. Put a condom on. Come on, man. Y'all been busting it down for 2 years with none of that. So you want some baby gravy. You know what I'm saying? It's yeah, yeah. And Disney, I mean, ESPN is owned by Disney, so
Right.
we know Disney. So
Mhm.
yeah, I think it's over. He'll just be delegated to YouTube, and he'll still have followers.
Right.
But as far as being in those positions, man, it's just unfortunate.
Right.
So I don't know, man. Shit, it's frustrating.
Lorenzo, what's what with Chris Brown? I didn't hear anything. What him and the Carucci thing? What's going on with Chris Brown, Lorenzo? I don't be knowing y'all. I be like, child, what's happening with Chris Brown? He said, did I hear about Chris Brown? What about him? Because all I'm seeing is he possibly hooked up with Carucci, but they say they just kind of were at Coachella together. Not together, but they kind of saw each other and smiled, and that was it. So what happened with Chris Brown? I don't know. Because I don't, anyway. Um anything, Pharaoh, you got anything else you wanna say?
I
Or tr-
wanted to I wanted to ask you about that thing with there was a couple of things I wanted to talk to you about. The one thing about like Musty Red and her
Mhm.
little lawsuit. I'm
Lawsuit?
surprised like it's kind of being swept under the rug. Like um,
Well, she's
what's her
suing
name?
her baby daddy's mother, right?
Yeah, no, she's not suing her. Um, they like her baby daddy's mother is suing her because she got some of her fans to like she made a tweet and some of her fans asking them to like attack her or something like
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And when that happened, like so many people was like of course fans were crazy enough to like put it under consideration. It's just the deal. Like it was, they made articles about that, and so many, and it caused a lawsuit. Now the deal is that is the case is being swept under the rug, kind of like the Lizzo case back a few years ago. Like
Hmm.
that's been swept under the rug, settled
Hmm.
out of court or something like.
Okay. Yeah, I think
Because
I heard a
like,
little bit about it. To be honest, I wasn't really interested in talking about her because she's disgusting to me, to be honest. I don't really want to promote anything about Sexy Red because I just think she's just, you know what I'm
This,
saying? It's not a, I don't want to, I'm not feeling her at all. So, I just think, when her whole everything, I'm just not with it. And then, it's a lot of things that about her just, then they were talking about she was allegedly working for the FBI or something like that. I don't know, child. She was a plant or something to push an agenda in the black community. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. If I'm not, I don't really feel this worth my time to keep talking about her or
yeah,
whatever she got going on. I just don't, I'm not into it.
yeah. I put some in the back chat, right? And when it's the U.S. debt clock. It's a real time calculations of all monies being allocated across the country, right?
Hmm.
To how much people make from 2000 to today, how much homes cost,
Oh my God.
all of this. You can see the children being born in real time is calculating. So if you get a chance, you can look at it. Anybody that wants to know what it's about, because everybody's making $100,000 on YouTube. However, the real stats say most people, the average American makes what, $37,000. That's what it is. It's in real time. So if you ever get a chance to look at it, just check it out.
I will, I will. I
It's
think I
interesting.
looked at it a while back, but I'll look at it.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Right. It's
uh,
interesting.
they're saying
Oh,
Chris
well, all
Brown is
right.
a trans stalker. A trans stalker?
trans stalker. Trans slay. I thought it said
Or
slay stalker.
what is
Ugh.
it?
Ugh.
Chris Brown has a transgender stalker on his hands, threatening to delete
Oh.
his dancers. What?
Oh.
What in the world?
Chris Brown, be careful.
Oh my God. What the?
Hmm.
Mm-mm-mm.
What is you doing out there, Chrissy?
Uh,
Oh,
let's
no,
see.
man. What are we doing?
Pharaoh, anything else you wanted to bring up while I got you here?
Oh no,
Mm-mm.
I was about to go off. I was just going to say peace to y'all.
Okay.
Peace, Furman.
Take care.
Salute.
Be
All
safe.
right,
All right.
y'all take care too. Y'all have a blessed one.
You too. Trey, anything else? I'm about to wrap it up.
No, Miss Diddy, again, like I say, I'm gonna catch you every time I can and just come up and join you at the conversation if allowed. You know what I'm saying? I think that you're probably one of the dopest content creators that I came across so far.
Thank
I
you.
do have a page. I ain't gonna say it on here, but yeah, it's growing slowly but surely. I
What's your
don't do.
page? What is
It's
it? What's
just
your page?
Coach Ferg on YouTube at Coach Ferg, and yeah, it'd be great. You know what I'm saying, and just going slowly. I spend a lot of time out in the world with young people, trying to just give them a little bit more knowledge, a little bit more game on how to be better and do better. And so far, it's doing okay.
Okay.
Adults, my cracker generation, they different. But the younger people, they lead somebody and they want somebody to tell them how to navigate these shark infested waters. And a lot of them listen. So salute to them. Salute to you again. Salute to your family, everything. Blessings to everybody. Last thing, Friday. It's Friday, folk. On Friday, you take a bath. It's not a trend, it's a requirement. Go soak
Hopefully
in
it's
some
not
hot
just
water.
Fridays.
Yes, but go soak in some hot water, let your chinks wrinkle up, get nice and what I'm saying, relaxing. And if you that dirty, listen, for the people who like, oh, it's dirty water. If you that dirty,
stand up, let the water out, take a shower, then wash out your dirty ass tub. But you got to take a bath. It is not a trend. It's a requirement. Salute. Salute, Ms. DeeDee. Appreciate you.
Take care. Be safe. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, Ferg. Oh my God, y'all. I see this the trans person. Oh my God. He took a picture with him. Oh Lord. I'm gonna have to look that up. I might do a video on it, y'all. I may post that because I'm looking at it now. What in the world? The world is coming to anyway, y'all. So I probably do a video on it. Make sure you guys are watching the videos that are posted on the channel. I appreciate you guys for that. Share, like the videos, all that good stuff. Hit the notification bell, y'all, to be notified when I upload new content. I will be back really, really soon. Make sure you guys keep that notification bell turned on. Shout out to everybody who gave super chats or cash apps or everybody who liked the video. I appreciate you guys for doing that because that definitely helps out the channel just by hitting the like button. So make sure y'all are doing that. Yeah, and if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed but you like the content, hit the subscribe button. It is free to subscribe, so make sure you are doing that as well. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank y'all once again for being here. Be safe out here in these streets. Y'all take care. Until next time, mwah. Y'all be safe and I'll see you soon. Bye.